Hey, welcome to the Mike and Max Off-Road Podcast. I'm Mike Austin, and this is Hill's Revenge.
Welcome to the Mike and Max Off-Road Podcast, where we take you from the garage to the trail, Moab edition.
Whoa,
Nice.
spiced it up.
Yes, special guest.
You got something?
No, not
Special guest.
Darryl Craft.
Chris Gilpin.
Orange Chris, AK.
And
I stole
Rocks,
the. I
Rocks
stole.
and Mud.
And Rocks and Mud. I'm Mike Austin.
And I'm Max Kraus.
Right.
So, our main guest today, our main guest today, Darryl.
Yes, sir.
That's just because he's on tons. That's just because he's on tons.
Yeah. So we're biased to cool stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris, but
You'll just have to wait until you get the mic.
oh,
Everybody started.
raise your hand if you have input.
Everybody started somewhere.
Right.
That's true.
We all started on baby axles at one point.
So this episode.
I started on 30.
Oh. Well, a lot of us did. Not Mike, but most of us. But this episode is going to be about the Moab trip. Well, I think most of our listeners already know you guys went on the Moab trip. Mike went. Darryl went. I didn't get to go. Chris went. Everyone had a blast.
Definitely.
Right.
Look, Darryl's energy died instantly,
was-
huh?
He's having stage fright.
It was just
he's got
exci-
camera fright.
We had more excitement before we even got there. Just
I know.
Steve's hood blowing up and 70 miles an hour.
That's right.
Well, let's start there.
Oh,
Ready?
just looking at the camera.
Guy.
We're just.
I was just trying to figure out what was going on. I was looking at your little thing, and I was like, "Hey, that's under my name. Stop stealing my stuff."
Right. Oh, yeah. That's just a reference, so we don't forget.
I missed most of it. I was following Diane up,
Right.
and so all I see is Diane come to a complete stop in front of me, and we're doing what, about 70 miles an hour? I
Yeah,
think?
around
Yeah,
70.
we're doing about 70, and I'm like, "What the heck is she stopping for? Can
Yeah.
I swear?"
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to be demonetized. So I was like, "What the hell is?"
We're not even monetizable yet.
Okay, never mind. So I'm sitting there and I'm like,
Thanks,
"What the
though.
hell is she stopping for?" And so like I had to pull around her because I almost ran into the back of her.
Beep.
See, I wish I had the. I'm not gonna do that again. Wish I had the. Wish I had the. Wish I had the. Wish I had the. I wish I had the little arm thing. But anyway, so she slams on her brakes. I go slam on my brakes. I have to drive around her, and I see parts flying down the road. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? So I'm looking, and then next thing I know, I see this damn hood flipped up on Steve's Jeep, and I'm like, bet you his hood latches failed. Because I've read
You knew it that fast?
Yeah, I knew about it. I've read about it at least 4 or 5 different posts on Wrangler Forum. I had seen it. And that's why I immediately went to... stop it. That's what I immediately thought of was that. Like, I had switched mine out probably... That was probably like my second or third mod that I did on mine.
Yeah.
Just because I knew that could happen.
Especially living here in Arizona with like the heat and the sun and all that. That stuff had to have been good, but yeah, or not good. Dry rotted quick.
They were 8 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
I replaced mine.
Dude.
Second day I owned the Jeep after having my.
I had the
09.
music cranking because I kept falling behind. You know, I was in my own world, just enjoying the drive. Hoods, I got the music blasting, so I didn't hear anybody on the radio talking. I come around that turn, and Diane's dead stopped in the middle of the road, and it was like, what? You know, I didn't lock him up, but it was a hell of a hard braking. A good thing I wasn't looking down at anything else. I'd have rammed right into you guys.
I was looking down because my temperature gauge was going up a little bit, and I'm looking down at the gauge, and it heard this horrendous boom. I thought I blew a hose. I thought the engine blew up or something because I was focused on that gauge.
Yeah.
And they just like, didn't you see that dust devil? I guess there's this huge dust devil that hit me and heard the horrendous boom. Then I guess it got Steve and just blew up the hood.
Don't let these guys
Whoa.
distract you when you're talking, dude. There's a lot of
And then I
commotion.
stopped.
And you can look at us when you're talking too, Chris. It doesn't have to be
He's
the
the only
worthwhile.
And I stopped.
You
And I
can
think,
do
I,
whatever
think
you
he's,
want, buddy.
I think he's right back there. And I run all the way back and leave my Jeep up there.
Wow. I actually got a text from Mike and Dana. It must have been right around the time it happened or right after. And I mean, the photos
as
were
we got
bad.
cell service.
I mean, the windshield frame damaged. The hood is probably partially destroyed.
It's gone.
He's gonna have to
Yeah.
replace it.
Yes, he's gonna.
I have a sweet video of him trying to fix it.
Oh, you do? Of him jumping on the hood?
Yeah, in the grass.
So you're gonna cut at this point now to Steve fixing the hood.
Yes. Hey, on these videos, while we're on this moment, do you guys prefer it to cut full width to that picture, or do the little insert like
I like
do?
the little one.
I like the little inserts too.
So you
know,
can still see our
Unless
face.
it's of me,
Exactly.
then you can do a full screen.
Put it right over your head.
There we go.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
No, I don't think it
You are
matters.
setting where it goes.
I don't think it matters if it cuts us out, or even like it cuts you out or cuts all of us out.
Yeah.
I'll
just
because
mix it all
people
together.
people can still hear, and then they'll get to see it on YouTube, obviously. As
I have
well.
had some people say it looks better when you do a wide version, you know, like the whole thing. It's a
Sean?
lot easier.
Sean?
No, it wasn't Sean, actually.
Sean.
Dude, this podcast is better because of that guy.
I think it also depends. Like I would say if it's if it's going to be pictures and things like that, I would do I would probably do the smaller one. But if you're going to do videos, then it might be easier to do the large full screen.
Especially if
size.
it's like got a lot going on in the video, it might be
Yeah.
better.
Exactly.
So I'll just mix it in because I've heard 50-50.
Cliffhanger. Excuse me.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome. Video.
That's got to be crazy on video. I mean, with the drone shot.
It is and it isn't, but it's yeah. It's that's a hell of a view, man.
The drone shots usually just have a few seconds of amazing footage, huh? And like,
Yeah,
so
because
if you
it's a little jerky, you know, and they're
Yeah.
so slow. But it like just that little bitty clip that you saw in that the minute highlight thing I did.
Well, I thought though we partially viewed some of the stuff that you had when we did the escalator and things like that.
Yeah, at the house.
That looked real good because once you relearned how to fly the drone again,
Right.
it was really smooth, especially when you start panning around it and everything. So
Yeah,
that was great.
yeah. And
You had to relearn how to drive those drones. It's the update and the programming and stuff.
I
Right?
didn't update it. I just threw it back in the air, and like I flew Steve's, and his joysticks are opposite of mine. So it's like if you've ever driven a forklift that steers, you know, like one way, and then you drive on
Yeah.
another one, it steers the other way. It only takes a second to relearn it, but
Yep.
it takes a second to do it.
Well,
again.
some forklifts are like a seated position with a steering wheel, and some are standing with a side wheel crank, with a side wheel crank, with a side wheel crank, with a side wheel crank.
Yeah, and the standing ones can go either way.
This is
the
very
steering
off-
can go either
very
way.
off topic.
Yeah, right. We're talking.
Wow.
Sorry. This is a warehouse podcast.
Nice.
But, no, but yeah. So it only took a second to be smooth again. Plus, I was walking as I'm walking over to the crack or to the shade so I could see. But
Now,
that's all.
let's say
I mean, I've flown it quite.
if your drone had been upgraded to something that's like 50 to 100% stronger, like let's say like a Dana 44 to tons, you know, like would it fly better?
Probably,
Whoa.
without a doubt.
Damn, okay, interesting.
Yeah, of course.
Interesting.
Unless I did think about maybe putting a better suspension on my
Yeah.
drone, and before I went to the upgraded tons.
Absorb those air whoops.
Yeah, before you went
it
to
handles the turbulence a
before
little
you went to
better.
the upgraded props.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
But yeah.
So I got an idea. I got an idea here.
Okay. Nobody
Let's
knows what the hell we're talking about.
Talk
back-
about Daryl.
Get back on.
I want to talk about Daryl.
Well, wait,
Okay.
wait, I want to finish up with the whole hood story because
Oh, we're
it
not,
shows
let's
how
do that.
awesome the people in Moab were. I mean, Dana got on the phone, called the insurance company and everything. This happened on the way up. 8 o'clock the next morning, Steve's at the glass shop. 8:45? Got a new
Yeah,
windshield.
shocking.
Got a new windshield in by 8:45. Comes back, do the dance on the hood. Get the hood to it was 10:30.
Yep.
We're getting ready to hit the trail. The Jeep all back together.
He wasn't even going to go because
Right.
we thought it would take so long, and we were able to wait for him and still go on the trail,
and then
which was thankful.
And then Dixie 4x4 loans him a set of hood latches.
Yep.
Everybody up there was just.
I saw his
crazy.
new hood latches. He's got the nice mechanical ones. There is no more rubber or anything to
Yeah.
break. I mean, he'd have to be breaking
What
metal.
did he
at
got
this
like
point.
yours, right?
Yeah, he picked up a set of the Rugged Ridge ones. So
You guys will get it figured out.
yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll just do one of these where I'm like,
Right.
and that'll be for the mic.
Yeah, he was good.
But yeah, he did the Rugged Ridge ones. We installed them up there. The actually the guy had they had one mechanic in there because most of them were up at Sand Hollow, but he let us sit up there, put the hood latches on. He didn't care. He showed us around the
in the
shop
shop.
too. Yeah. Well, no, we were outside the shop, but he did
Okay.
show us in the shop.
That was all Friday after I left, right?
Friday
afternoon?
Yeah, it was Friday
Friday, yeah.
afternoon. But
Should've-
he showed
should've
us
stuck around.
showed us all like some of the builds they're doing out there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. They seem pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, so what kind of builds do they got going on?
Well, they've got a JK that they're doing. They have a JK there that's on tons. They're looking to get 6 feet of flex out of it.
Oh, that'll-
6 feet.
6 feet. The guy that was up there with the
70 inches.
70 inches.
Yeah. I heard you.
But the guy that was up there that was going with that guy we met up in Moab who was brought the buggy up,
Mike.
I forget who the guy at Dixie was, but he did. He was actually. They showed a picture of him standing next to it, and it was almost to the top of his head while it was flexed out.
It's
crazy.
crazy. That's awesome, though.
So I'm curious. Hang on. Does it have a normal ride height, or is it something ridiculously like a monster truck looking? Like, is it on 40-inch tires and like just big suspension, or is it? Go ahead.
It's on 40s, and the ride height they had it set to the lowest setting right there, but he's looking to keep it at probably 4.5 inches.
Of a lift.
4.5 inches of a lift.
Whoa.
So it'll be interesting to see it when it's done.
Yeah.
I feel like a loner over here by myself in these shots. I should make that camera put Darryl in there too.
Well, I
Side
invited
tangent.
my friends.
Yeah, well, you're the producer.
Yeah, we decided that today. What's my title? What is my official title?
Producer.
Oh, that's the producer. That's the whole word.
Better
All
just
right, so we got to let Darryl finish the
better-
story.
I'm the DP
Keep
technical
producing.
editor, and you're the producer.
Yeah.
It means you
Produce.
You do the guests and all that junk.
I do the guessing.
Guests.
and hand out the swag bags to the guests after the show.
There we go.
Oh, we got swag bags. Sweet, Max.
No, he's looking at you.
Oh, no.
You're
You guys
the
are wearing
producer.
my
You're-
swag
You're
bags.
supposed to produce.
get some pair of shoes and
That's in the swag bag.
Right.
Well, I think the
Hey,
the
I got a
hood-
cool
the hood
story.
story's over.
I'm
Yeah.
getting a swag bag
Oh, yeah, you
from
won one.
Four Wheel Parts, Bilstein, and whatever that racer guy name is that I should probably know. I swear.
You were
Ryan.
what 10 second place runner uppers?
Yeah.
Cool.
What is that?
I entered a contest to win these badass triple bypass shocks from Bilstein. And there's one winner for the shocks. And that was like a cool XJ guy.
What was that on?
Instagram. The internet.
Should I had voted for you?
I tagged you.
You did?
Wait. You
He might have
didn't?
got the coil over.
You
the kid
didn't
voted
vote?
for him.
I did lose by one vote.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You remember that vote that I got, and I made those
Yeah.
fake accounts to give you more votes?
No.
That thing you're
No.
talking about?
I don't. No, there's no voting. They just pick a winner.
Oh.
But there was 10 runners up, and I was chosen as one of them randomly. So I sent him like a nice big thank you note and my address.
There's more beer in that cooler,
Yeah.
but you got to crawl through that garbage.
And we need that.
Max will filibust.
You're just stuck here.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, we don't need ice balls. I'm gonna stick to this. Oh no, all right. So
Okay, where we at?
we peeled his hood off
Ah.
the windshield, back into town. Dixie hooked him up. Dixie 4x hooked him up.
Right to Poison Spider next morning.
Right.
Oh, that's the trail, Poison Spider Trail, the next morning.
We were looking for the trifecta: Poison
Yeah.
Spider, Golden Spike, Gold Bar Rim, and a little bit of Rusty Nail.
Wow.
Yeah, well, we kind of walked that. I mean, I think Chris and I were ready to do it, but would have just. I really think there's no joke. And those other guys,
They said it was way off
they
camber.
they
and off
ran
the
it
cliff.
back. They ran it the other way.
Yeah,
Which I
that's where
think-
no left turn is.
That might be the right way to
Ooh.
run it. Not the way we walked in, but coming the other way, I think is the way to run it.
What did you? Oh,
Well, I was just going to say, yeah, because it would be a lot easier to actually go down than go up the section that we
so
saw.
if we would have went in where you guys walked, would we have
we
been
would have
down?
been back. We would have
That's
gone
the right
backwards.
way.
No,
We
that we
would-
would have climbed up if we would have.
We would have been making a left turn to get up. But then,
So it would have been no right turn.
So that obstacle's right there. You guys
Yeah.
saw
Yeah.
that obstacle.
and that would have been this whole discussion we had numerous times during the week. What do you prefer, up or down? Which is
Down.
scary? Which is scarier?
Down.
To me, this down.
Up.
Down.
Going down that obstacle that we walked
See,
up.
it's
would have been
50% again.
Yeah.
When we
You and
talked
I are
about
both
it, yeah, we
down.
both
No
went down.
problem.
scary.
Going up scared the shit out of you.
I
Down's
pre-
easy.
Gravity. I prefer up. I feel like I have less control going down and turning.
See, I disagree. I feel like I have more control going down because
Me too.
there was so much grip on those rocks that you weren't, even when it was wet, you weren't going to slide anywhere.
Right.
And on top of that, less chance of breakage, which is always a plus for me
Right.
since I'm on
Even the
9
climbs.
tons.
Even the climbs, you had gravity helping you.
Yeah.
Even because it's weird to say you're climbing downhill, but you climb going down.
Mm-hmm.
That would jump to Moab Rim, but
Well, I think probably where my fear of down, not fear, but going down has been because for so long, everything in my front end was so tiny.
Yeah.
And I was always afraid of going down. I'm going to break a tie rod. The tire's going to go like this, going to send me where I want to go. I'm still
Yeah.
learning that.
Well,
I
that's
don't-
ultimately what made me decide to go with that
are you
rock
live?
with that Rock Crawler HD. Was that I was running the RPM fab steering for a while on mine, and I had ended up bending 3 tie rod ends, just
Really?
sliding off of things. And I did one on the Rubicon. I bent, and then I bent both of them at the same time. I think you were with me when we were on. lower Terminator.
Yeah. The only reason I get scared going down is if I lose the 4-wheel drive for some reason. My rear brakes lock up way before my front do, and it gets really sketchy if I got to get on the brakes. But being a stick, if I go down, I can just throw the thing at Granny and it'll do itself. So.
Now, I would have been scared all week if I was Dennis, because Dennis's brakes were not that great, and you saw.
Yeah, at one point
he was going down fast because his brakes just were not.
I had to tell
great.
Steve, "You got to go, dude," because Dennis is about to ram into the back of you, man. He's like, "Oh, I forgot."
You did that over the radio, or you yelled at him
I just happened to
outside?
be standing next to him. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah, 'cause he went down with some speed on some of those. I was
Right.
like, wow, he's going awful fast.
So, but that trifecta, I actually really like that trail. I will definitely
is.
do that trail every time I go there because it was
Wow.
It,
Even though it's such a long day, or it's a late start.
well, there's
That's
a lot
part
of us.
it.
We kind of stopped a bit. If you were to just drive through it, you could cut that in half probably.
Oh,
Yeah, well, we had got started late because of the hood,
Yeah.
and then we did walk down to go to
so we can go ahead and blame
Rusty
Steve here.
now.
No, we had little issues. We blame Diane.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. She cut it out.
Oh,
Edit,
jeez.
edit.
No, that was a joke. Jesus
Yeah, you can
Christ.
make a joke.
It is a joke.
Yeah.
Diane knows. She carried my kid.
This
through
day
that.
and age, nothing's a joke. It's all
She,
serious.
she carried your kid. Explain.
Yeah, Jared was in the car with her the whole way.
okay.
I was thinking like, first of all, I was thinking,
Oh my God.
I was thinking piggyback at first, but then now when I see the other reaction, now I realize you meant birthing.
I didn't know you knew
What
each
the hell is
other.
wrong with you folks? I'm married.
Yeah, good for you.
My adult kid. But
Most
yeah.
men are married to a woman nowadays, so it's not bad to assume it could have been Diane.
Right. It was funny that I was scared to death with her driving with him in there. Like all of a sudden, all these dad emotions came in, and I had to kept telling White Chris, who I was riding with, I gotta watch. I gotta get back there. I gotta watch. I gotta make sure she could drive because I never seen her wheel before.
Yeah.
So.
Well, she takes it pretty safe though.
Yeah. If she wasn't comfortable, she didn't do it. But it was a long day. You know, we also stopped a few times. We didn't know the route. We got lost a few times. So, but it was fine.
Is that because
Wait a
Orange
minute.
Chris didn't bring the book again?
No, Daryl. The
Daryl this time.
Daryl had the book, but
Well, and it's kind of funny too because if you've been to Moab, right? So they, for people that haven't been there, they paint white lines on all the rocks. Well, sometimes they don't paint them in the same spots. So you'll be going up and you'll be cresting something, you don't see a white line, and then you have to stop, look around. Plus, we were at dusk when this started happening because
Right.
I came within probably 10 feet of driving off a cliff.
Yeah.
But luckily, I was smart, crested a hill, stopped, and
Really?
went and looked.
I missed that part.
Driving right into the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it kind of sucks because on some of them you would think, hey, put a little white line on top as you crest something. But
Yeah, not on the backside.
yeah, not on the backside where you're trying to look for it. So.
Dude, those white lines, man, for those that don't know, if you have the two long white lines with a dash in the middle, go through that. Because if you don't, 1 inch to the left on
Yeah, well,
on
they're not
Hell's
all
Gate,
they're not all wide enough.
I know,
The
right?
white lines.
Hell's Revenge. What's the trail? Hell's Revenge. Yeah, there's that one you crest over, and there's that huge ass hole. I saw you actually clip that hole,
Yeah.
like you were
Wow.
going in it, and it's a deep hole. Like,
I'm still trying to learn how wide I am.
yeah, right.
How?
right?
What is your width, edge to edge?
88.
Oh, you're 1 inch wider than us. Me
just
and
looks
Mike
way
and
wider.
I. Yeah. Well, I think it's the girthy tire, the balloon looking tire that makes it look. Well, the height of
Crammed
a
on
41.5.
You got those on a 7-inch rim.
No,
6.5. 6.5.
9 inch.
Nice.
1350s on a 7.
Have you measured just straight across the top? Because my old BFGs measured like 15, and they said 13.5 on the
Well,
side.
the actual section width on the pit bulls is 14.5.
Yeah.
I know they're called
Oh.
13.5.
That's why it looks so damn
Yeah.
big.
They're big.
Yeah. So, back to that trail. The first day, you know where
What
the Poison Spider?
Okay.
I think that's where you never know when you switch to the other ones.
No,
You're just driving.
That's
the
the
trail.
confusing part. Gold bar rim and then
Yeah. The only reason we knew Gold Spike was because there's a fucking golden spike
the crack.
Really?
at the crack. Yeah. There. If you look at the crack,
Like it looks like a lightning bolt?
no. It's a tie rod that's painted gold and it's jammed into the
Whoa.
rock.
I never saw that. Why didn't you point that out?
I did.
Not to you.
Oh, is it to you?
I got to go back now. I didn't see it.
Oh, that's cool.
You
Been through
missed
there,
it.
been through there twice. Haven't
Yeah,
seen
it's
Yeah.
right where you go through the crack. There, those two big rocks up there, it's actually wedged in between the two rocks, like somebody beat it in with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
it. No, didn't see
Painted
it.
gold. So I assume that's why they called it Gold Spike, or somebody put it there because it was called Gold Spike. But
It's cold?
I know, whatever. I'm gonna make a few mistakes. I had a thought with this whole thing. Oh, where the American Jeeper guy drove off and
Yeah.
went off the rock. Steve made didn't say make the same mistake, but he messed up on the same rock. He went straight, dropped the front end off, thinking he's going to cross this ditch, and it dropped in there big time.
that's-
The
That
guy
was-
that injured
Yeah.
the woman and had to get helevaced out. The
Allegedly.
whole, I don't know. That's what I read online. I don't know. I don't know the
Well,
details.
must be true then.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Not
There's like
saying
a-
there's a video out there,
Right.
but if
Right.
you search,
Just
There's a-
look on Instagram.
There's a
Yeah.
thousand,
Simple up.
thousand-
Follow Crush JKU on Instagram, and he will direct you
Right.
into this
Over to Keep It
mythical.
Simple Off-Road,
this
where the
mythical-
video's posted.
Oh, you have it posted?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got it posted there.
Oh,
I stole
hey,
it
how's
from
that?
somebody
How's that
else.
chair treating you? Huh?
Right.
Yeah, oh,
Good.
yeah. This guy said he had such a cushy butt, he didn't need
Old
the
man
cushion. But that chair's brutal, huh?
So you can follow Chris at CrushJKU
.com.
on Instagram.
no, not.
And you got Rocks and Mud, ROXMUD,
And MUD.
NMUD.
Roxanne.
Mud.
Mud.
And
Right.
mud.
Like
Follow on
Roxette.
Instagram.
Oh,
but-
I hate mud, but that was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
that is kind of funny that
I've
you put
had it.
that.
I had it when I was in Pennsylvania, where there's a lot of mud.
You look like a Pennsylvanian.
What do Pennsylvanians look like? Where's my Quaker hat?
Like you. So, but yeah, so Steve went up there and like he was trying to back up and his front end was bouncing like crazy. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna break it. You joined bad. And Dennis just happened to be perfectly set to grab his winch and pull him back off.
Can we interject?
Absolutely.
Steve doesn't have front U joints, but go ahead. There you go.
Oh, he's got.
He's
RCVs.
RCVs.
Oh,
But thankfully, Dennis finally got a winch.
Yeah,
Whoa, what kind? What do you get?
Badlands
bulldog.
or Bulldog.
Bulldog.
Yeah, I knew it was close.
Is Badlands the Harbor Freight one?
Yeah.
And I think
Nice.
Bulldog's the tractor
Hey, in the
supply.
moment, and it's brand
Dude.
new. It'll last a week.
It worked.
It'll last a year.
Oh, wow, that's weird.
I'm just saying it'll last long enough to do a trip.
They're
It
a local.
worked.
They're actually a local company.
Are they?
Bulldog. Yeah, they're right up in North Phoenix.
I'll tell you, it sounds
wow.
a hell of a lot better than mine did. Know what I mean?
Even though you adjusted the brake drum and you still got issues.
No, it just sounds different. It's never sounded the same after that. But the I don't know, dude.
How many parts were missing when you put it back together, or how many did you have
I
left
had like
over?
2 left.
Okay.
You're supposed to have 2 left.
Yeah, that's an acceptable amount.
I think so, right?
Was
Anyway.
did one look like the ratcheting tooth?
You know what? No,
Oh.
no. You know what the difference was is when I tried to do what you say and go like I wanted it perfect, right? So I got online, I ordered the crazy, super high dollar, expensive lube that they say to put in there that I had to get from a turbine airplane engine building company, right? It shit is so fine, but it's high pressure grease, you know. But it's so smooth, like oh my gosh, dude, like it's So it doesn't. They had a bunch of oatmeal packed in there before, not oatmeal, but it was thick. You know what I mean? So now it's smooth and it sounds different to me. Speaking of which, your winch is the one I pulled, huh? I pulled your winch and like it rolls out so easy. That was your winch. You have the Zion.
Xeon.
Yeah.
10S.
What?
Do you have the same one I have?
No, I have the Xeon 10S. You have the VR, I think. VR 10.
Dude, yours pulls out like you could go
And it's fast
like
too.
a fishing line.
It's
Yeah.
pretty. It's a nice winch. With as important as recovery is and things like that.
Right.
I didn't feel too bad spending the extra money on that.
That if my winch dies, that's the one I'm getting without a doubt. That thing is badass.
What's that thing run?
1200.
1200 now, but if you shop around Northridge 4x4 sponsor,
We're looking for one.
Yeah, Northridge 4x4. They did me right. They price matched an Amazon price for me, so I think I was out 1076 for the winch.
Oh,
But
that's not bad.
That was 2 years ago before they raised the prices again.
You know what? I paid $600 for mine like 20 years ago, and I
Oh,
still have it. And it's been through like
Yeah.
4 or 5 vehicles, and it still works. So 10, even 12 for a Warren winch right now.
I
you got it
wonder
good for the
if
next
you could
20 years.
actually send it to Warren and have it fully done, rebuilt, gone over
I
for
bet.
like a quarter of the price, or I don't know.
I bet you could take it to a Warren dealer here,
Oh yeah,
and then they would do it.
and they ship it to Warren.
Well, I know that.
The problem is it probably costs more than the whole winch did. You know
Well,
what I
Desert
mean?
Rat now is a Warren winch dealer, so you can actually take your stuff in there. I'm pretty sure, aren't they? Didn't they say that last time?
They call it red sticker, right? Is that what
Yeah.
it's called? Red
But
sticker.
I think you can take it in and get repairs done on it there.
I'm comfortable with it now. Now that I got the brake fixed and all that other junk, so
It's just not a brand new winch. It's just your winch that works.
just tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I like my winch,
I definitely used it here a lot more, but that winch has been underwater like 15 times, 20 times.
but they're supposed to be water resistant.
Yeah, this definitely not waterproof, without a doubt, because, just the way if you saw how it goes together, the bushings it's going to go through. So, So we're at day 1. Day 2. Let's instead of going through every day, let's just jump around.
Let's highlight the trip.
Darryl, hey, get me one too, Chris.
And don't be bumping no equipment over there.
This should be fun.
What are you doing?
This should be part
Suck
of
it in, buddy.
That
Suck
should be
it
part
in.
of the video right there.
We should have
like
Android. We should have Android filmed them.
It's like Ninja Warrior shit.
Yeah, next time we do that, you have to do that.
and
I'll just make them all blurry.
You can blur it out. Yeah, that'd
Especially
be funny.
butt crack.
That's good.
So, okay,
I want to know a couple of questions. You're gonna have. What was your favorite trail, and what was the obstacle that you felt the most accomplished after finishing?
Even though I did it last year, probably Metal Masher, because last year we did it, and I went around. I didn't try Rock Chucker. I went around the obstacle where the guy broke his diff. I went around a lot of stuff, and this year it was like, well, I'll try it. And I didn't walk Rock Chucker, but the other stuff I walked it pretty good.
I was going to say there's only really 2 obstacles on that trail, those 2 hard ones, right?
Well, I mean, even you got the one climb like halfway through that's straight up and is all around this way that I walked last year. I didn't even try it. You know, at the beginning where the guy broke the diff, I went around that last year.
Let's start with where the guy broke his diff, and then we'll get into that too. You walked up that literally like it was nothing.
Yeah, and I thought sure I was going to be sawing on that after last year watching other people.
Did you see? That was right at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
It's close to the beginning.
One of the first things.
Yeah. So when you okay, so you basically there's no thing there other than that. You got up on the front, you rolled up it and went over it. Did you see the guy break?
Yeah.
Why do you think? I have a theory on why he didn't make it and you did.
I think just a few inches over to the right, you get further under that undercut.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of power. Well, first of all, the tubes weren't welded, but it's a lot of horsepower hitting that.
Well, I've seen the video of it that Jared took, and he's aired down so much that his tire makes a bounce, and on the landing, it sucks into that crevice, and that's what snaps it and shoots it out.
It was like a claw grabbing some of the tires.
Yeah, exactly. And because he was aired down, his tire actually went in there because he was aired down a lot more, where yours didn't. And yours and Chris's bounces on it. You're the only 2 that made it up, and everybody else went around.
Yeah, there's that one other guy with James that made it.
White Chris is the other one that made it.
Yeah. Mike, nobody else made it in that
That yellow
group.
Jeep, didn't he?
He backed out.
he
No,
did.
he didn't.
He made it.
Yeah, he made it. The yellow one did.
Yeah, he made it on his 4th try.
Yeah, he tried a few times, but he
Really?
made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mike Nielsen. That's.
I thought for sure he was going to break too because his tire get
Yeah,
sucked in there
he
bad.
did the exact same thing. I watched the video that I think that Jared took as well, and you could see him, and it bounced in, and it grabbed just for a split second and pushed it back out.
Yeah.
It was
Sketchy.
amazing. Like, because I talked to her. I was talking with him I sent him a message on Instagram about that, and because he had posted up the video, and he's like, he was worried about getting up that thing because of that.
Dude, and how Dennis, I keep getting you and Dennis screwed up, man. It's not that I don't know you, but I just want to call you both Darryl. 'Cause it's easier
My other
to
brother,
say.
Darryl, come on, go say it.
There we go.
Well, he was wedged in there and doing that slow
He was
crawl.
just over maybe a foot to the right. That was a big difference. 'Cause
The tire lugs are just like. Gah.
Dude, the whole thing's like, and it's just digging deeper and deeper into that crevice.
If
man.
he was over a foot, he should have made it too. He would have made it too.
We finally told him, like, you got to back out of there. Because really, the 40 should have made that.
Right,
like you
because
said.
White Chris is on 40s.
Yep.
So he should, he had no problem with it.
I lasted about 2 seconds trying to go up that, and then Mike's like, "You're gonna break an axle." I was like, "All right, I'm backing down."
Yeah, back out.
Smart.
Yeah.
Just play it safe.
Absolutely.
Wheel for the week.
That's what.
It really is. We had to make a couple smart choices. Like, I almost got Dennis into a spot where we were going to roll him. It could have literally went either way on Rock Chucker.
Wow.
Because if you would have seen how he was balancing literally on 2 tires, and the goal was so he had one tire the front tire way up in the air, the back tire's off the ground, and I don't even know what 2 tires he was on. So the driver front was in the air.
Right. Right
And-
on the ground.
So passenger and driver rear were on the ground, and literally, it was creeping in this teeter-totter thing, and he had to reach the wall, which was like 3 feet away still before the rear unloaded and dumped the front.
Wow.
It was sketchy, dude. Like,
It is.
I didn't know. I wanted him to make it that way, but. Dude,
But you're not trying to hurt him or the vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean,
I had to give him the option. I just said, I'm not comfortable with you up here, dude.
Yeah.
Like this, we got to.
Well, so what was his reply? He said, "Thank you for telling me the
He
truth."
sat there for
or-
actually a little while, still thinking,
Yeah,
and
I
he
just-
even said, "I don't like the way this feels. I got to
Yeah.
get off."
Yeah, because
this."
that right front was ready to just slip off there. So he finally backed off, and then White Chris just saw a line.
Yeah, we tried with you in the beginning first on the far left for 25, 30 minutes.
Seemed like a long time.
And just same thing, just could not get. It's hard. You have to look it up on YouTube, dude. Well, we'll have video, but the way those rocks are, that big ass rock, you try to climb it stands you straight up, even in the.
This is Rock Chucker or no?
Yeah, it looks like nothing. I thought for sure I'd be able to do that obstacle in video, but that thing is straight
Well, the rocks
up,
are so
dude.
far apart. Where you
Right.
you have to reach from one to another.
And there's way more videos of people struggling and not making it and getting just diffed all over the place.
Right.
But then there's only there's not that many videos of people really making it.
You have to get on.
There's a few, but
you have to get on this big ass rock boulder. The whole Jeep on the boulder before the obstacle.
And just the right way so you don't turtle.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's literally barely wide enough to hold all 4 tires. You know what I mean?
People will go probably jump online, check it out, look at the pictures. Pictures do not do it justice.
Right.
I mean, I walked up there, I was like, shit, that's huge. And I mean, it's a pain in the ass just to climb up it in shoes.
Right.
you walked up and looked down it, or what? Can you just walk around? Do you just climb right up it? Well, like what do you do with that?
Well, you can just, I mean, you can walk up it. I mean, it's easy enough to walk up, but the actual size of the obstacle itself, I mean, you got your initial boulder is probably 3 feet off the ground. Wow. And it's huge. It's probably weighs more than our Jeeps do.
Oh yeah.
Then to that side, you got kind of like you got another rock that was blocking everything. So you have to kind of come in sideways. Then you have 2 step ups, but both step ups, they're pretty undercut on parts of it. So
not a whole lot of different lines.
And that's all this is the one obstacle.
Yeah.
Rock Chucker. That's crazy.
Which is totally optional.
Just the description is it's intense.
But
yeah, that whole thing, everything's optional on that
but the
one,
payoff
whole
is
trail.
once you get up there, you get put on this other trail that loops way around, and you get to see some really cool shit, some other little things that you don't. And there's like a white line here. And there's a white line like a quarter mile away.
Yeah,
They
we
said to look
lost
for
it
tire
for a
tracks.
good half hour.
I don't know how we ended up in front of you guys, because last year
I know,
the
right?
guy that
so
did
that that's only if you get up Rock Chucker. You can't drive around it and hit those.
no, you have to get up, and then it takes you way around. And
So it's optional to bypass it, or you make it up, and there's a few like bonus lines that
and
you
it
get
goes
to hit
loops way around and comes back to the trail somewhere. We ended
Wow.
up way ahead of everybody else.
The only thing I could think of is there's that one spot where there's that big turnaround area, or we go left up that hill, and there's that little ledge waterfall thing you got to climb. I'm assuming you guys popped out right there because I looked for a road.
Because all of a sudden we're on the main trail, wondering where everybody is. Whereas last year we drove and drove and drove, and the other guys that did it came around like, oh, there they are. But this year I have no idea where we came together. But
Yeah, I think they missed that main part, the part that we went in, where all those other Jeeps were going up, and then we kind of went up, did the U-turn, crawled up.
Yep.
So I think they bypassed almost all those obstacles in between, even like that real tight squeeze that we went through.
Yep.
I think they bypassed
all we could do was just follow the white and tire tracks that led us.
But you
right
popped
back.
out before the big cliff, the ledge, the overlook.
No, we were there. We drove right along there. There's a sign that says Arth's
Yeah.
Rim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly. So you popped out onto the main trail before that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got somewhere in between there, man.
Yeah.
I didn't see that road.
No idea
anywhere.
where, but just.
Would you ever do that trail backwards and drive down Rock Chucker, or is that asking for a problem?
No way.
Hey, you guys are the guys that are go down. It's so easy to go down obstacles.
I did say I would go down
Rock
in
Chucker.
reverse. Yeah.
In reverse?
Hooked to a winch.
There was
Yeah.
a guy
That's the only way I would go down.
last year. The guy that the local did it. He went up there in his TJ, turned around and drove right back down like he was going
Nice.
to the mall.
What color was the TJ?
It was black on Super Duty axles. He made it look like nothing last year.
It probably would be easier to go
Two-door.
down.
It was a two-door.
You're going to come down one way or the other. You're going to make it down.
Yeah.
Well, but I've seen the dip on it.
Right.
If you dip wrong, you can easily go whoop and just tumble down.
Yeah,
I mean, in a bad way.
I wouldn't drive down it.
Yeah.
Because me and you are drive uppers.
Yeah.
These guys are drive downers.
It's straight up and down even for these guys' wheelbase.
Yeah.
I'd never
Nice. So did it smoke on yours? Did you dump some oil
Not
into
on that, no. I
Okay.
didn't smoke
So
oil on
it's
that.
not very steep.
This week was
He
the
just
first,
wasn't there that long.
This week was the first time I never smoked on anything.
Nice.
And some 3.6s smoke really easy. Like,
I think actually when Dennis made it up there, I think you pulled him up.
Horsepower.
You have
I pulled him up. I got scars to prove that.
I'm pretty sure we didn't actually do anything besides give him mental peace of mind.
Actually,
we
I
might
think
have helped on keep that front end from unloading too.
I'm going to say yes. You absolutely helped because when you weren't pulling together as he was trying to drive, it wasn't coming up. But when you all pulled and drove at the same time, you had enough pull to just hold it down so the tires was able to pull it over. And then I look up and you're tumbling off.
Well, I was glad he fell instead of Don.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
I would have rather fallen than Don.
Are you calling Don old?
Well, he's 72, right, Don? Well, not really. That's just how old Dennis was.
Once he views this, he's actually probably going to give you the finger right now.
Dennis was telling everybody Don was 72. He's like 60 something and runs around like he's 40.
Oh.
Yeah. I would have thought 60s, low 60s,
Yeah, very low.
because we're friends.
He cracks me up. It's funny when you can tell when people are spooked because they're either like you immediately start saying like analytically, well that the grip of the tires, the air pressure, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But I could tell your heart had to have been racing a few times.
Oh, definitely.
Don comes up and he's like, I'm like, good job, dude. He's like, thank you, dude. Thank you for getting me over that.
I don't know if you've ever done it, but it's fun spooking Mike.
Oh,
I think I got you twice.
Oh shit, yeah, we do it on Cliffhanger. We did something, and my thumb went to the seatbelt. Like I didn't even think. It just
were
automatically.
you riding with Chris?
Yeah, it
Okay.
automatically went to get out. I was like, I was out of here, bro.
Yeah. That was my prediction. That Mike's like, oh no, if I'm a passenger, I'm good. I was like, but if you're uncomfortable around cliffs, it doesn't matter if you're driving or the passenger. You're probably gonna want to walk.
Dude, there's one moment my head is in his lap, bro. I'm so far over.
That was I think that was when we were coming down from Cliffhanger, and the only thing he says is he's like, so I'm sliding down this thing. It's really off camber, but that's the nice thing about not nothing against 3 links and stuff like that, but I'm very stable off camber. I mean, I got into Steve's after we had done the Escalator and got Darryl up, and I was like, I got in there and put it in drive, same place my Jeep was parked, put it in drive, and it goes right off the bat, and I was like, son of a bitch, I'm gonna flip this thing, and I haven't even moved it yet
on flat ground.
But it was but it was funny because Mike's sitting there, he's sitting there leaning over. He's like, oh, here it comes. We're gonna flop.
Yeah, I thought for sure. I was ready too. I even had it braced. I was ready. I was like, there it comes right here, man. This is it. Plop. But yeah, it holds it really, really well, man. I was actually very shocked by it. There's 2 times that scared the shit out of me, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of times.
One time I yelled at him. Oh, I'm sorry.
A lot of times I think I'm like that. And it's like, no, you're good. I feel like I'm.
And then you look at a video and it's nothing.
I'm like, oh shit.
The only way to keep Mike comfortable and be way off camber is if he's off camber into a cliff, because we've done that, and we were laughing, trying to do a little cell phone video, just talking about it, and the Jeep's like,
it's actually really fun, if you're not, well, we had Death next to us, so like, again, not being in control, scared of heights, and never wheeled with him, so it's like
rookie,
dude.
And any time as Dana 44 could let go.
Yeah, exactly. This little puny ass. I can't say it. I'm on a 44 still in the front, but with 39. But not like it matters.
Ugh.
What did you accomplish when we got on Hell's Revenge? When you took back off, why were you were like all the adrenaline dump was gone, and all of a sudden his fucking brain went clean out the window, dude. And he's like, I can't even see the trail, bro. And he's just driving.
No, that was not after Escalator. That was after.
Was that coming
like Hell's
down?
Gate,
Down
I
coming
think.
down.
I think that was no. I think it was. I think it was after Hell's Gate or something like that. And you know how you get that adrenaline rush when you're
it's the
sitting
hot
there?
tubs.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it was before. It was before the hot tubs.
Oh, really?
But you know how you get the adrenaline rush and you're like, yeah, I can conquer the world. And then, 5 minutes later, if you're just driving around and stuff, you're kind of like,
I'll
can relax. And then Mike's sitting there like, dude, turn. And I was like, oh, there's a cliff over there.
Yeah, I think
I saw the fucking white lines, and he's not even in them, man. And I was like, you got to get those lines. And I can't see anything but sky on that side. And he's like, I can't see anything, man. But he's not even on the brakes, dude. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
It was one of those moments. Well, and he said the same thing on Cliffhanger too. He's like, all right, man, now that you did that, keep going or keep thing. And I was like, dude, this one scares the shit out of me. So I'm constantly going to be. I was just like, I'm sitting there. It's like I've got my seat back up because that's one of the things that I learned. If you guys off road a lot, one of the best things you can do is do not have your seat back leaned, because half the time you're going to be sitting up looking for stuff.
Tips.
So always keep that seat
ladies.
back up, and your back will thank you, because your back doesn't hurt. Because after, if you're sitting there like gangster leaning while you're driving on the trails, and you always get up and stuff like that, it's going to hurt.
White Chris would disagree because if you see the video, he's so up over the steering wheel, dude, like, and his whole lower back was all hammered. But I agree with you. Like, actually, when I put the harnesses on, I'm so used to leaning forward. When I put the harnesses on, I feel like I'm laying down in there. You know what I mean? Like,
I like the harnesses, but I agree.
Driving,
in general, I like put my seat a couple of clicks more upright because I want to be like in a stance, I guess, that is very prepared to see and be alert. You know?
Yeah, like when I ride motorcycles too, right? So when you get your feet underneath you instead of all choppered out, you got way more control when they're up underneath you. You know, same concept, but. But with your back,
you got to be able to see over the crossbar, like the rock hard cage. If you can't see over that, you can't see it. I'm constantly lifting my seat up.
That's the other scary thing. In my wheelies, I can see everything, and fucking your Jeep, man, I can't see anything. That was a huge detriment.
That's why having the top and the doors off. To me, having the doors off, you don't have the two doors, being able to just look out. I know you say I like to look at my tires, but it's easy. I like to be able to look right out there.
I like to look at your tires.
His tires, dude.
To look out the exact tire placement.
I sat in Chris Bear, White Chris's Jeep, bragging how your Jeep is the most built Jeep in the group, dude. And
not even close.
He's just taking it, and then he's like, he's sitting there, and I'm going on. I'm like, damn, that thing is awesome, man. It's the best built thing in the whole group. If he can do this, and Chris Bear is just like,
one of his shocks in the front's worth more than my whole suspension.
Yeah. And literally, it was dead silence in the Jeep. It's all quiet. And then all of a sudden it dawns on me like, oh, fuck, this thing's way more built than that.
Well, you got to try it on the whoops, so
yeah. So speaking of which, the whoops, dude, for not tuning those shocks. So he's got what does he have? You know what he has?
Evo double throwdown.
So
made for that.
Triple bypasses, coilovers,
cantilever rear suspension.
Dude, he never bottomed out. We never bottomed once, and we were ripping through those.
I was trying to go as fast as I could to give him room to play because I know those things are made for that high-speed stuff.
I was shocked at how well it handled all that stuff. Didn't even
bother.
So
they still work great.
They work fantastic, just not in the fluttery stuff.
Oh, man, last year doing that shit with my rough country suspension, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Just beat
terrible.
Beat the shit out of me.
My axles would have smashed my frame so many times during all that.
Me too.
But yeah,
I remember with my old JK just going out to Table Mesa. You know, those roads out there, we get going at some speed, and you're just being, whoa, you're being thrown around. You can feel shit bottoming out every now and then. You know, like, God.
So it was like a running joke the whole week that I kept, every time I had the opportunity to say your Jeep was built more, I did. Like, it's even in that round table podcast thing we did, where I'm like, well, it's not as big as fucking Darryl's. You're just like, I don't have those tires, man.
That's the only thing. I can't wait till he puts 42s on his. That thing's going to look ridiculous.
He can't handle 42s.
Dude, this is funny. When you were going off on your tangent about, I'm never going over 40s. We're like, it's a fucking inch, 41, 42, 41 and a half,
but,
39, who cares?
So here's the big difference. So we know how built Byers is.
Right.
Oh
yeah,
Byers. You said it right.
Yeah. Right.
I'm making the attempt to pronounce
Byers.
his last name.
He
right.
pronounced it wrong.
Yeah. He never, well, see, the whole thing is he never ever corrected us.
Yeah.
So anyway, but he's on 40s, and he had a little bit of trouble getting up that obstacle that Darryl did. That Darryl had no problems getting up.
The bounce.
For me personally, I just think, and I'm probably an idiot for saying this because I'll probably end up on 41 and a half anyway. But I don't know. There's a point where you start to get too big where you kind of, you take the fun out of it.
It's already at 39. That's what I'm saying.
No, mine's 38.
I know, but I'm at 39.
Oh, you're at 39.
I went from 37 to 39, and I already feel that way.
Yeah.
I already feel like it's point and shoot and cheating.
Yeah. Whereas opposed to, now I guess if we all want to do like 33s and try this shit on, then we could. But
right.
But for
me,
I think 40s is the biggest because I still. Not that yours did great on the way up there and streetable and things like that, but my goal when I built mine was I always wanted to – I built my Jeep to do the Rubicon Trail.
Yeah.
I built it to drive up there and to drive it back home.
Yeah, me too.
So does Jeep. They also build it to do the Rubicon Trail.
It's
called
that way.
the Rubicon.
Yeah, but you aren't going to find a stock Rubicon on the old sluice, though, either. Yeah, well, you could, but they're going to be
even a Renegade can do that.
Oh.
Hey, it's
even a Liberty.
Yeah.
I'll take a Liberty in there. I'm not scared.
That's fucking funny, dude.
But supposedly it's the upgraded Rubicon JK, JKU, whatever. But I think what do they do? 31s, and with a lot of spotting and help, they take 32. Oh, is that the big upgrade?
Yeah, whatever their standard is, that's how they got the Rubicon. They did force one through.
But
there.
you guys also remember for a lot of the stuff on the Rubicon Trail, they do bypass. Like they're bypassing the old sluice because there's no way in hell you're getting a stock Rubicon through the old sluice. Not when you have to climb that big ass boulder on the side to keep from putting your door in, which I did do into that tree. Yeah. But I think there's a lot of bypasses there that are stock friendly that you could still get it through the Rubicon Trail. Yeah. But things like I very seriously doubt they're doing like the old sluice and the what's the other one? You got the new sluice, big sluice, and old sluice. Yeah. A lot of those when we were when we did it, there's a lot of bypasses by those.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you're right. If they stick to the main trail, that's pretty straight. The hardest part would probably be like Cadillac Hill for them, you know what I mean? But
I was thinking that on Moab Rim. It's a lot of cool rock climbing and all this shit up there, and we're turned around and here comes this stock Rubicon up there, but it was Dan Mick driving it, so it changes everything.
Speaking of Dan Mick, that guy's kind of a dickhead.
Is he?
Like, yeah, like he didn't even stop. Like, granted, okay, I don't know I forget. Is the guy going up or going down has the right of way?
Up has right of way.
So he technically had the right of way. We should have stopped.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm sure he was trying to prove a point because who was on the obstacle with him? Don. He just squeezed right in next to Don like it was nothing, dude.
Well, I'm sure he's telling the people with him.
To pass?
Yeah, and he could have easily stopped. You know what I mean? Like Don was damn near in the obstacle, and it looked like he sped up to get in the obstacle just to prove his point.
Well, he owns Moab, and I'm sure he was telling the people.
That guy.
I know he was telling people in there, going, "So you don't need all this shit."
I know that sounds horrible, and I don't know who he is, but I mean that was a dick move. Dan, is that his name?
Dan Mick, yeah.
I know that he's a big guy, but I'm going on a rant right now because it was just we're the only ones on the trail, the whole freaking trail to ourselves. And the guy couldn't wait 2 seconds to let down off of it.
He does tours also, right?
Yeah,
that's his main thing.
He's been up there forever. He's been in Moab forever.
Well, I drive a 48 Willys, buddy. Come see me.
Oh, let's chat. Angry Chris is out.
Anyways, he could be a great guy. I don't know, but that was a dickhead move. I don't care what anybody says.
I didn't see that.
I'm going to call you out if you're doing that.
I'm busy next time we go to Moab.
Friday, dude, at the zip line, 8 o'clock.
At the zip line.
That's where we meet for the flat fender run. I'm not trying to be a dick, but Dan, don't be a dick either.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, a little trail etiquette.
I just actually got really pissed off.
I see that.
Because it pissed me off. I wanted to yell at him. It's what it is I actually, because I'm a two-door guy too, right? Short wheelbase. I was looking after Don on that trail. I was actually looking over everyone on that trail. Like, that's the dad in me. You know what I mean? Even though Don could be my dad. Probably my grandpa.
Oh,
just kidding, Don.
Didn't you say you don't know?
This is our last podcast. Be the fucking
Didn't you
Darryl.
say you don't know your grandpa?
No, I know my grandpa.
Never mind.
The hell?
Yeah, I don't get the joke.
No one
Explain
does.
it to us.
Yeah, keep it simple.
If you don't know who your grandpa is, there's a bigger chance that Don could be your grandpa.
Wow, that was a stretch.
Wow. Okay, moving
was
along.
So, anyways, but I was looking after him, and because Don was on the obstacle, I was like, "What a dick, dude!" And it was an off camber sideways obstacle, like.
And Don wheels the shit out of that two-door really well.
I did have a feeling that Dan Mick had the right of way though.
But. So we're giving him all this. Wait, Don had the right of way, or Dan?
Okay,
had
hold on. I don't know. Okay, it wasn't an uphill thing. But Dan was climbing the obstacle, and Don was going down the obstacle, right? But it was on flat ground, off camber, because we were across the top.
Okay.
So who has the right of way? Don was in the obstacle.
Oh, yeah,
and Dan came into the obstacle.
Then he should have waited. Even though he was
the person
up.
In the obstacle needs to finish it first.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's different. Like if you just go.
He was just trying to prove a point,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah. I'm sure he was telling everybody else, you don't need those big tires. You can just do it in a stock Jeep.
Yeah.
Sure, that's what he was
I'm
telling
sure he
you.
used our rock that we put there to get up that bump.
I'm sure he went around that.
Dude, I picked the rock up. It was like, I felt like you picking up the piano that time, dude.
Oh my God.
My fucking knees quit, farted. I was like, whoa, that rock was heavy, dude. But by the time I picked it up like 9 times, it got lighter.
In the rain.
In the rain.
Jesus Christ, the rain.
Moving that piano, holy crap, man.
Did I tell you guys that story? I helped.
Good.
I have Max. I bought my wife a piano for her birthday, and I asked him to help me move it. And we're inside this enclosed trailer, right? And it's against the wall, and it's not a big wide piano; it's a tall upright one, you know. And
Extra heavy.
dude, we count to 3, and he's like, yeah, ready, 1, 2, 3. And he doesn't, the piano never moved. It never came up. He just went, wham! He pulled so hard it slammed him against the wall, and he farted, dude. And then he couldn't stop laughing. And I was like, "What the hell are you doing over there, dude?" And he just about after 3 or 4 minutes of pure laughter and farts, he was like, "It was way heavier than I thought."
There's no such thing as
But
a
we
light piano.
already moved it into the trailer by then. Mm-hmm. So it was not like that was probably the next problem. We already moved it several times in like increments.
How hard you pulled and it did nothing. It just slammed you against the wall. That was funny.
And it was tight. There's like a couch in there, a bunch of crap.
That was funny though. You had to have been there, dude.
Hey, we should go over a bunch of the issues on the trip.
God damn, dude.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about Escalator.
Oh yeah.
Nobody made it well.
Really
Nobody made Escalator.
Just so that everybody knows, I was the only one who didn't have to winch.
Because you're the first one. You didn't know you needed to win.
You couldn't.
That was funny. He was the only one who made it.
Yeah.
And he barely lifted
unassisted, right? You're the only one that made it unassisted.
Correct.
Probably you chose the right line. Having light axles and slow suspension.
Well, there was
flex.
There was that girl in the Barbie Jeep that went up before him that did it too.
I do have to give credit to Dennis. Dennis is an awesome spotter. Did a great job spotting it up.
He gave him $100 to give us a shitty line.
Both Darryl and Steve both think that my limited forearm
foreskin flex
with my limited flex.
Look at my flex on my forearm.
My limited flex and my 3.5-inch lift screwed me or helped me out. So the only reason I made it is because I don't have as much flex and I'm low to the ground.
Yeah.
But I still made it.
That's
very nice, very nice. It doesn't matter how you made it because you made it. Nothing broke.
Right.
On your Jeep that day. What happened to you? Escalator.
Yeah. Why didn't you make it?
Because he gave Dennis $100 to put us all on the wrong line.
I did see Dennis going. One line was straight, the other one was turned left. Maybe
it's like,
this way.
Hey, Dennis, my wheels turn together, dude. I can't do driver tire driver passenger hold on passenger.
I think we all needed to be further to the right, but by the time you get up there to get further right, you got to back all the way down. That wasn't happening.
I actually saw the line after we were done. You know, when I actually went up there and saw how big the hole was and what the wall was. I was flying the drone, dude. From the bottom.
I think maybe a foot over to the right more.
I think you go up the face of that first little ledge. Your whole Jeep has to be on the right-hand side of that thing. Your tires need to be in that crevice or further right. The whole thing has to be over
Steve's left front tire at one point was completely rolled underneath the wheel, riding on. There was like maybe an inch of rubber under his wheel, and the rest was folded under.
And the suspension was fully open and all the way bound to the left. And the video was, he's just digging it. How that thing didn't break clean off.
I can't wait to see some good long clips put together of this whole trip.
Oh, you didn't like my half a second?
I can't pause it.
My ADHD video?
Yeah, that's a cool video. But I'm more excited to see the real video.
What's funny is the video itself is like slow, you know.
That's the whole video.
Longer. No, I asked my wife, who also has ADHD. I said, "Do you see everything in there?" She's like, "Yeah, why?" What are you talking about?
I mean, I think
our brain works.
I think I saw it all too, but I just can't enjoy each. Like,
I probably
there's a
watched
couple
it 20
wheeling.
times.
There's a couple
that's
wheeling
the beauty
clips.
Of it. That's why the views are high, because we all had to see it 5 or 6 times. I've seen it like
I know
100
I did.
times. I love it. So. I love the
music.
music.
Did the music dictate that? Because it seems like it goes right to the music.
It's called editing skills.
I cut it to the music. And when it goes,
you did a good job.
It starts to pick up. It goes really fast, and then slow, and then fast.
Yeah.
What do you got going over there?
And then,
see, that's proof that I tried that one line right there.
You can hear Steve's butt cheek clench.
The only thing you needed to get up there was flex.
Yeah.
Well, it's limited.
And since I don't have it here,
I
have it in my Jeep.
Hey, was Steve's sway bar connected on Moab Rim?
Yes.
Dude, that thing had zero flex. Like, he lifted a tire in the Z-turn, like barely.
Front or rear?
Front. Barely, it was off. Like,
he
came off the ground. It was right off the ground.
He connected it a few times, and he thought it felt a little sketchy with it off.
Yeah, he's got a lot of body roll, right? So,
yeah.
That's cool. I was shocking, too, that red buggy that followed us up there. That thing barely had any flex.
Yeah, that didn't really lifted a tire a lot, and that thing was.
Yeah. Shocking. Anyway. All right, so where are we at? Escalator. Chris made it. No one else did. Maybe
Well,
you guys
everyone
went
made
up
it, just not unassisted.
We all made it. I just had to get the front end pulled down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but that's the only hard part of that obstacle, right? The one hole.
I think if I did it again, I just ratchet strapped the frame to the front axle.
Yeah. What if you had a suck
Left
down?
front.
Could you have?
I think it would have made a huge difference.
Speaking of suck down, why the hell Dennis's suck down break twice?
He bounced
Harbor
up.
Freight.
Oh.
No, that's a bulldog winch on there now too.
Yeah, but what's that
he-
cable? Is
He didn't
Snap the
release it
cable.
enough. I don't think.
Steel?
And he bounced
Yeah.
up
Oh,
and
wow.
broke.
All the suck down winch write ups or anything I saw, if it has that tiny microscopic steel cable, they take it off and get that synthetic rope in there.
That's what I was asking.
Even though
Why
it's
you don't have
smaller.
the big rope on there?
That's
Yeah.
what the guy from Dixie 4-wheel drive was telling him that JM rigging.
Yep.
Oh,
They do custom big rope short lengths just for that.
yeah.
What do you think?
That's what my winch cable is a JM rigging. I like that guy.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah, because don't they say like the more the max power, like at least on a winch and stuff like that, is like the first two
rolls.
the first two rolls, and then as it builds up, it actually loses efficiency. I wonder if it's the same with the rope.
Yeah, I would assume because it's just a. I wonder why though, because you would think that it wouldn't be a lose efficiency because it would be wider. It would actually. You would think that would add more
it's
gearing.
a tighter, smaller roll on the drum.
Right.
Pulls the way they designed it. So if you're pulling super fat, like if you pull it out 1 foot, and that would be the exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same for that as well. Like with steel cable. I wonder if it's the same with.
Did you want to be on the podcast here?
I said I wonder if it's the same with the steel cable when you have
Yeah.
that much pushed out that there's just you don't have the tension on it that you need.
That does suck though. I mean, that's a good thing. He's got it set up really neat on a little pulley system, so it pulls it straight. But he doesn't know when it's loose. He doesn't know when
Yeah.
it's all the way out.
Yeah, you
But-
gotta try to find that line between two loose where it's just all dangling there. And
It's still though. Regardless, you would think that little cable would have been able to hold the weight of the axle. It was breaking on the weight
Well,
of
it
the
came
axle.
as you went down, and the body came up. Is when it broke.
So it's like a shock load to
Yeah.
the cable.
So you're saying it compressed on the suspension, and then when it comes off,
Yeah, that's
is
when
it
it
was
broke.
breaking. Oh, okay.
So he wasn't even using it.
no, he was on it
I don't
both
think-
times.
If he had let out a few more inches, like you say, you don't know how much to
Yeah,
let out.
yeah.
That's I think the rope would have handled the shock load better.
Yeah, I agree.
And when those things break, it sounds exactly
Oh.
like an axle
I
shock.
thought
yeah,
it
it's
usually
just
goes.
loud, bro.
Oh, you're right. It
You
sounded-
could actually see the entire axle just go,
yeah.
just shift.
It sounded just like a axle shaft or a U-joint.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Not for him.
Then every time, because but he was using it in the weirdest places I've ever seen one used. But I think he's trying to learn it.
He should have saved it for Widowmaker. Not that it would have made a difference, but
No.
Well, I have an interjection. We got to take a small break,
Okay.
and then we'll be back with a message from our made-up sponsor.
Awesome.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Whiskey, Wheeling, and Shenanigans. This is our sponsored segment. I'm Max Kraus. That's Michael.
Yes,
This is
hello.
Christopher. This is Mr. Kraft. I'm Mr. Kraus. Crap. He's new to the circle. We don't quite know his name. Now,
He's Professor Kraft.
Professor Kraft, would you like to go ahead and introduce our whiskey of the segment day?
this is the triple distilled Auchentoshan
Wow.
single malt Scotch whiskey.
It's a beautiful looking bottle.
Yeah.
It is.
How many woods do you think it has?
I think it has 3 woods.
Wow.
Wow. Nice.
Oh,
Is that like a
lot of noise.
Tiger Woods?
Now, would you say that this was made in 3 different barrels, like a cherry barrel and a oak barrel and a mahogany barrel?
I don't know, but it's unmistakably 3 wood.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. Excellent.
3 wood probably means it's been through 3 barrels.
It has, yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Michael, that is very acute of you.
All right.
And I noticed
Now-
the glass is empty.
Mr. Kraft.
Christopher, I see you smelling it and sniffing it.
Oh.
What do you think? Can you smell the aromas? And please describe
Look
what
at
you're
mine.
smelling over there.
I do smell a little bit of vanilla in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe some caramel,
Are you an expert on smelling woods?
some mahogany.
It looks rich golden bronze to the eye.
Wow.
Right.
I also smell some dogwood.
Dogwood. That's probably the hair on the
I
coat.
smell some.
You know, I actually my lip just touched it, just a hair.
Yes.
I feel a scent of old leatherback book.
Is that in here? Did you read this box already?
Ah, it's Wheeling Wine and Whiskey,
Is
man.
there cut grass? It's like
Oh.
ho-
Well, let's go ahead. We all have Oshentoshen
Wait.
3-wood whiskey barrels
you're
going
empty
on.
there.
Pause. I'm sophisticated, bro.
Michael, what do you?
I only go for the highest class
Whoa.
whiskey.
Do you want a straw?
Whoa. Oh, you brought your own whiskey?
This is the only thing that I can drink. Or shoot.
Farai Bali.
I have my
Farai Bali. What does that say?
yeah. It's Phi Rebel.
Whoa.
It's a hint of like a stick, or like a cinnamon stick.
How many woods?
It's got a really candy hot tamale taste.
No, there's no
Hot
wood
tamale.
in his. His is clammier.
Hot tamale flavor.
Oh, wow. Hot tamale.
That's in the box, not in the bag, but the box.
The bag.
I think you're in the bag.
I have my ball, my whiskey ball, in my
There we
dirty
go.
hairy glass.
There.
That's on the inside of my glass, bro.
Just.
I can't do that. It's covered in dog hair. It's got a. Was this on the island? Look at that garbage.
It does have a bug in there too.
It's a bug, bro. You guys were trying to mess with me.
Oh my god, it fit.
Finally fits.
Right. I just had to loosen some of it up.
So the Farai ball.
Right. It's made by this devil guy caricature.
Nice. Would you say that this is aged, or is it a limited selection?
It's
young. Is it a young whiskey?
I think it's a fantastic smell. It reminds me of Halloween. It's good. I'm gonna try it.
All right, let's see what we got. Oh, look at it really glaze over the glacier.
It was very syrupy. It was very thick. It had a great syrup.
I think
That
we
means
should-
I
I think we should all just chug what we have in our
Oh
glasses.
my god.
I would like you to describe.
Yeah.
You were saying it has leaf in yours. You smelled leaf. Okay, that's nice. This
Wow.
guy.
Oh, jeez.
It's a little leafy.
Yeah, this
This one has a hair in it too, dude.
Oshentoshen's a little pricey, man. I mean, Mr. Kraft.
There's a hair.
Hey, I
Dude,
didn't pay for it. I didn't pay for it.
Yeah,
I really was going to enjoy this.
you can.
No, it's right there. If I can get the hair out, I'm in.
Come on, if we have leather book taste, you can have a little German Shepherd in yours.
Have a little fire hair.
Yeah, but get that finger out of there.
My finger is better than this hair. It's going to get
Well-
stuck in my throat, and I'm going to end up throwing up everywhere.
Oh my god.
Holy. Well, you guys can take yours.
Shit, we can't zoom
They're
in
not
on
shots. They're
Oh,
these are nice drinks.
They were
Look at
shots.
this.
We are sophisticated. This is
Can
a
you zoom in
sipping
on
drink.
that, please?
No.
Oh, should I wait?
I'm
for you
super
guys?
scared. At least I know the hair has been, with this proof, the strength of this aged whiskey.
It cleans it.
It is a whiskey.
We know.
Oh.
It says it on
All
the
right, fuck
bottle.
it. Let's do it.
Oh, sorry.
Daryl's the boozer.
I couldn't wait.
Right. One more last look for hair. I got to hold my teeth closed to keep
There we
the
go.
bugs out.
Drink it through a pair of pantyhose.
Oh, damn. I will say this is now that
there
I'm
it
the
is.
second time around.
Look.
Yeah, so you didn't even get it. You're good. You're good. Oh, that's a Nala hair.
That's
At
a
least
little-
it's from a girl.
That's a
At
little.
least it's not curly.
It's a little
Yeah.
hair of the dog, as they call
Yeah.
it.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, just knock the hair of the dog
Hey,
out.
I will say today
disgusting.
this is going down a lot better than the first night we tried it.
Really?
Just my honest opinion,
Can't believe you
actually.
gave us glasses been sitting on top of the cabinet.
They haven't. They were sitting in the cabinet.
Oh,
But probably for like 6 months.
look at that.
There's nothing in there.
He drank it.
That's definitely inside, yeah.
Oh,
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. Hey.
Quite the
you know,
conundrum.
conundrum.
Well, if you don't
Fancy.
mind, sir, could you hold the mic for me right here? I actually heard from Mr. Kraft that Kraft.
Craft.
Yeah, why
Like
does it
the macaroni and cheese.
If you spritzer your whiskey with a little tonic water, it not only increases the volume like 3 or 4-fold, just saying, for the money. The
sure
taste,
you didn't
the
have a
taste
hair.
is tremendous.
Oh, you can chug that now.
Dude, it has a perfect amount of seltzer.
He is about one more drink away from a White Claw.
Does that have?
Oh,
Hey, you got some?
Does that have?
I like the berry.
he
White
has it
Claw.
in his merce.
Look at this. Look at the volume I got.
It looks like beer now.
It's excellent like this, by the way. Chris, Wheeling Wine and Whiskey, guys.
My camera's gone.
The camera's gone.
Mine is
Was it a battery issue?
probably. That's okay. I'm
Regardless,
still in this one.
Chris, Jason, Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. This is pretty good. I got to be honest, it might not be quite our taste, but It's gonna sit on the shelf and look fancy when I like if I invite friends and cool people over. Like if you guys come over,
Just bring your own cup.
Red Solo cup.
all right, we're gonna go ahead and
Take another break.
unclass this situation so we can go ahead and get back to our regular scheduled content.
Right. All right, welcome back. Hey, thanks to our sponsors. We are back live. That was crazy, right?
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Oh.
They didn't pay. Yeah. So we are back to the business right now of what are we working on? I missed it. I was actually in the bathroom. Why did I come?
We're gonna go over all the Jeep repairs that happened that you guys witnessed,
and
that
how
good
to
stuff.
fix.
And how to fix.
Right.
Let's start with an easy one.
Cool.
Christopher, young man, would you go over your issue?
Ooh, I like you turned your hat around, bro. We can see your
Exactly. I
face.
can see my face.
Ugh.
Well, my starter decided that, yeah, you know what? I
forgot
really,
about that.
yeah, I really don't want to go on Hell's Revenge today.
You know what's funny? Before you start there, before you go there, how many times have I said in the podcast or in life, your shit's not going to break in the garage, bro. It's going to break on the trail. But all these breaks have been happening in the garage lately.
Yeah, for me, I've been lucky. My starter went out before we got on Hell's Revenge, which would have sucked.
Yeah.
My front drive shaft decided to separate itself. That was on the trail, but that was a good place for that to happen as opposed to on the interstate.
Not on this weekend, though.
No, that was the weekend
Table
before.
Mesa.
Yeah, Table
Oh,
Mesa.
oh, oh,
So, yeah, luckily, the nice thing is that Moab is huge with Jeep stuff. So within the span of 10 minutes, I had a new starter.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe how little your starter is.
Yeah, it's tiny.
like
The
a
hardest
go-kart.
part was getting that damn connector undone. Daryl we were sitting there for 30 minutes screwing with that just to get that damn thing unconnected.
Like a power connector?
Yeah, where the solenoid connects up to.
Oh, yeah, because it's
the
a
actual-
plug, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's even so much easier nowadays, huh?
Not
You're
when
an
you
old
can't.
mechanic,
Not when
right?
you can't get it off.
I'm old and I was a mechanic. Yep.
Good job.
What's the normal
Are you
one?
my grandpa?
What's the normal one? A big fat power cable with an eyelet?
We have
Yeah, it's
two.
normally bolted to the
Yeah.
cylinder.
We
in
have
the
two.
back.
You have the 12-volt power lead to it,
Yeah.
and then you have the little one.
That's the one you can arc with a screwdriver to
Yes.
start your car.
Well, it's a
Always-
relay, yeah. So you
always
have to
gotta-
have power to a relay.
Always got to
Whatever.
take the battery.
We'll
If
give
we
it-
didn't disconnect the battery,
give it
we would have
power.
had sparks.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think Chris
Easy
is-
fix.
Yeah, I think Chris really didn't want to go on Hell's Revenge, but we made
Yeah.
him by fixing
Right.
it.
Right. At this point, White Chris had gone home because
Oh, whoa.
he was afraid of heights is all.
Were you about to say he's a beaver?
Yes.
I gotcha.
Because he's a badass.
Oh.
So he drove home alone by himself.
He would not have liked the beginning of Hell's Revenge.
Actually, he was sick. Yeah, he took off. But
That sucked.
a legitimate sick.
Nice.
What? Yeah, you're right. Hell's Revenge. Would you force him to go on there next year?
No.
Or next time?
Because if you're
Would you
afraid,
talk him out of it?
I would say look at it because that spine starting out
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, right. You can turn around, right? Go
Right.
up the first one, and if you
If-
don't like that, turn around.
If you're afraid of heights and don't like drop offs, that's a hell of a start to that trail.
See, I will go with the opposite. I would make him go on it because I told this to Mike. I am deathly afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Like when we went to Cliffhanger and when we were on Metal Masher, I did not go near that edge. I cannot deal with that. Like I physically,
when I walk
I
you.
get to the point where I start to lose. Like I get weak next to heights,
Yeah.
so I can't do it.
Chris
but if
Price-
I can do it,
Chris
he can
probably
do it.
stayed 100 feet away from that edge.
Yeah. Do you see Don laying over the edge or standing over it like that?
Yeah.
I crawled up to it on my stomach because I wasn't sure if it was straight down, and it was straight down. 6 seconds it took a rock to hit the ground.
I actually have some input here.
Okay.
I was talking to White Chris on the phone, after everyone was already back, and he said he was deathly afraid for your life, Mike, at one point.
When I
'Cause he-
climbed out on that cliff.
Nope.
Oh,
You got to wait for it.
my bad. Sorry.
Nope.
You're right.
He said you were doing a selfie. Like you walked, let's say you walked to the edge, right?
Yep.
Close to the edge, not to the edge. And he said you were doing a selfie video, stumbling around, doing a 360, not looking, look at me, guys,
Yep.
selfie. And he's like, that dude's going to walk right off, man. Right off the edge.
It is funny that you brought that up because I was doing the edit today for day 2 on Moab Rim. And, right around that chicken corner or whatever it is, that rock you got to go around. I don't know what that's called, but right at the beginning. When I'm telling you guys to go, stay close to the edge because everyone's brain was telling you to go around the rock and start climbing higher, which was only going to lean you more. The camera, I have the camera on, and I swing it down by my arm, and my foot is 6 inches from the edge, dude.
Whoa.
And I'm like telling you, my back is to the cliff.
You're standing there spotting.
Yeah, I'm standing, and I could have easily just one half a step backwards. I'd have walked right off that cliff, 200 foot to the ground.
Man, we would have lost all
200?
that video.
That's what I said. Ask Chris about that.
Okay.
Because I was talking him into doing the rim, and he's like, dude, it's like 800 feet. I go, it is not 800 feet. It's 200 feet. And he's like, who gives a shit? Like,
Dude,
200,
200 but
just gonna
200,
die
300
quicker?
feet, it's intense, man. Like a truck looks about this big. Because when I did the cell phone tower stuff, there's a few that are 280 or so. Yeah. You're looking down, and the truck is like, and I got to pee. So I'm like, here we go. Here we go.
But, yeah. Where were we on that?
So well,
I almost walked off.
Breakdowns, selfies, and spun axle. That was not on the trip, but we can talk about it, right?
It was on the trip, just wasn't us.
It wasn't in the core group,
right?
It was in the
add-on group.
That's what a lot of horsepower can do.
A +1.
Yeah. His plates were
so what was it? What was it? It was a JKU
with a Sterling. I think it was a 10.5 or 8.8.
Yeah, 10.5 Sterling rear axle with no welded tubes.
Yeah, the tube was not welded to the pumpkin.
Correct. Also, the game changer lift. No, he had the lift that Chris Bear has.
Yeah,
the Buyer.
Yeah, double throwdown.
Yeah, but he had a tremendous amount of power, right? What does the license plate say?
500 horsepower.
500 horsepower JK.
Yeah.
Nice.
It sounded awesome.
Yeah,
had a cam. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool.
A hog ass cam,
dude. But it's crazy because you saw the pumpkin, right? Stood straight up.
Yep.
Straight up, which means that 1350 U joint held up in the drive shaft.
Yeah.
To make that thing spin, because it didn't break after. It didn't go up after the power was done. That broke the drive shaft, or broke the U joint. But the suspension completely held the tubes perfectly.
Amazing.
That's crazy. So the control arms held it. The shocks hold nothing. They hold weight.
Right. Just the control arms.
Yeah, they're up here on that.
What control arms did he have? Did he have like a long arm kit from?
No, it's a double throwdown cantilever, so your shocks are up here.
Yeah, but he still has control on. He still has to have a control on.
It's like a 4-link back there, though. It's got 4 parallels.
It's a weird.
It's almost like a stock. It's almost like you would do a stock long arm kit. So it was all Evo.
Oh, it was the parallel long arm kits, just like Chris has, just like Pierre had. Okay. I was just curious.
Also, our neighbor Mike had it too somehow.
Neighbor Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, on the trip, neighbor Mike.
Yeah, he was in our hotel.
Nice.
We met him. He was cool. I like
Very
that guy actually. He lingered around, and then until we finally invited him.
But so, what about like little issues like flat tire, like nothing?
No, Diane had her transfer case pop out.
Yep.
She still hasn't got that fixed. She could have knocked it out. She doesn't really know.
Yeah.
Jared was riding with her. He said that she was definitely having problems with it staying in park. So was it you that were saying?
Staying in park.
Yeah.
Well, she put it in park, but the transfer case was in neutral, so it would still roll.
Well,
but she was saying they go to put it in park, and you would hear it clicking like it wouldn't go in. But somebody said there's a ball.
You have to be stopped first before you put it in park.
Yeah. It will click loud otherwise.
All right.
But no, like God, I can't even think of any good examples.
We don't have any.
That's good. That's excellent.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
And they didn't mess around. They wheeled the shit out of them.
We do have the one at the end of the trip that you missed out on.
Yeah. What is this?
So that was the idler pulley on Steve's Jeep, misbehaving.
Yeah.
This PSC idler pulley.
No, this was the idler pulley that connects up to the front of the engine
Ask
block.
him if he wants to be on the podcast.
Misbehaving. Do you want to be on the podcast
no,
again?
You, because you were talking without a mic.
Yes, I want to be on the podcast.
Steve's idler pulley, the one that actually not the tensioner, but the one that actually connects up to the front of the engine block.
Right.
It decided, you know what? I just don't feel like working anymore.
Yeah. So somebody said that they thought he had a flat. Was it him? That was
he thought he did first because he lost his steering.
Oh, because it threw a belt.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So made a trip back to Moab to get the part. Came back out, wrong fucking part as per usual.
You're kidding.
No. The pulley was about a half inch too small.
It was a 3/6 pulley. It looked like.
Did you not have the pulley with you to?
No, well,
it disintegrated.
They hadn't pulled it apart yet.
Oh,
because I immediately went off when we figured out what it was to go get the part, so that they could pull it down the road and at least put it into a spot where it's going to be safe to work on, because it was right on the side of the road and you don't want to be doing it there.
Did they give you options?
Like, no, there's one pulley, there's an idler, and then there's a tensioner.
And so basically came back, wrong pulley. Went back up with the pulley this time, still couldn't find it, but luckily they found it, I think, from another application, from like another vehicle.
They matched the number off the
Yeah, we matched the number off the front of the pulley eventually. So she went through. It took probably 20, 30 minutes just to find the damn pulley.
Did you have to get a new belt? Did it destroy the belt?
I picked up a belt for him just in case. So they threw on the new belt at the same time because I was like, the last thing I'm going to do is go up there and then there's some like hairline thing wrong with that belt and it throws the belt 10 minutes later.
So he's hydro assist, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you lose your steering completely, or could you still
It's really tight,
manhandle it?
Really hard to turn.
Wow.
But now you're trying to push.
I think you can
hydraulic.
manhandle it because you're still mechanically attached
Yeah.
with the drag link.
That's a good
You-
thing,
you
right?
can
Good thing it was
force
a
it.
hydro boost, or not hydro boost,
Full
but
hydro?
Full hydro.
Yeah. But
Oh
now
yeah, full hydro and the Jeep shuts off. You got nothing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Or a rig.
So we're sitting alongside the road in the sun. We took 2 Jeeps, my Jeep and Steve's Jeep, put a tarp between the doors so that everybody had a place to sit underneath for like 2 hours.
So
Right.
would you call that overlanding?
I think, yeah, we're pros now.
Overlanders.
Somebody break out the hibachi.
Dang! Oh, was it a good time for lunch? No, you guys are 30 minutes
We had,
out of town.
we had snacks. Snacks.
I mean, Mike would have made steak.
Yeah.
See,
Without
I
seasoning.
was actually half tempted to just tell them that they're going to have to order the pulley and it'll be in about 4 hours and then go run steel bender.
Really?
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah,
But
we
then-
didn't do steel bender.
No.
That's a good one. Is that a good one?
I don't know. Never done it.
Look at you all ballsy.
Well, and you brought up a good point. It's like now when we do like the trails around here, I'm going to be like, "Psh, that's nothing.
Right.
Because you're so used to being up high or so really off camber that now it's going to be like,
Yeah, you
I have to climb that. Not a problem.
You got real fear there.
Yeah,
right?
we don't have the grip here you had up there either.
Right.
I mean,
It's different willing, but I don't think the fear. I'm with that. You just don't have the death involved here.
No. Just-
So since you guys were in Moab wheeling around, did anyone get all the info on area BFE?
Nope.
Okay.
Last,
didn't know.
Last I read it, it's
Good
just going to
question.
be private for like team building and stuff like that.
What'd you think? What'd you think of the house you rented?
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's-
Well, I thought I heard about BFE where was it you who brought it? Somebody mentioned that they were looking that they might make it public access, but you have to pay.
Right, yeah. But like,
Yeah.
they would do it for like,
Wasn't that how it was anyways? There's a little, you give like a donation or
It
something.
used to be donations, I thought.
yeah, I think
But I think somebody, I don't know, there's all kinds of stuff all over the internet, you know. And one was like somebody got injured and sued, and then they closed it because it's privately owned. And then they're going to expand it, make it bigger, and now it'll be, you could buy it for groups, you know, things like
Because
that.
area BFE has some like Eldorado.
Right.
Isn't that one of the trails in there?
Yep.
I mean, that's I want to do that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
I would
actually tried to walk back into Pritchett Canyon to check that out, but the first obstacle was a mile and a half
and a half back
from, and we weren't going to just drive up there to do it.
Yeah, some guy at a
And
cave
you were
was yelling at
you
us.
were using your Chevrolegs or
Yeah, and my
Oh,
walking shoes
damn.
or my Subarus,
I'm just afraid if we walked all the way back in there, one of us would have tried it. And
the
then
Volkswagens. I think you. Yeah.
I
Is
probably-
that really why?
I probably would have if I got back there. I probably would have said I can try that.
We definitely would have berated you into trying it.
yeah.
That's why, like you were saying, you know, like or, I don't know. I wanted to bring this up earlier. I forget when, but it's good to push yourself to do like Moab Rim and do some of the scarier obstacles. You know what I mean? Like because you feel accomplished that way when you do stuff.
Yeah,
Very
as long
nice.
as it, as long as it's not something that's gonna. I like to help people get through stuff they wouldn't normally do. As long as it's just literally not going to just
Yeah, it's within
Really,
it's
really,
within
really-
reason.
right.
Yeah.
You only somebody
Nice.
freezing up on something. It's like
Like taking your dinky 44 like on Rock Chucker.
Dana
yeah,
44.
Well, yeah.
Something like that. We'd never do that.
Whoa.
No.
Right.
Dennis did.
I would have tried it if.
Well, we know you would have tried it. I mean, someone has to have a brain.
But you didn't.
I'm just kidding.
But I didn't because by that time we'd already been on there for like an hour and a half.
We would have
watching
waited.
Darryl.
We could have bolted Dennis's tires on yours.
Yeah, we could have done that too.
Right.
Just for clearance or what?
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
Because that inch.
Hey, speaking of trails, the weather's about to get great in Arizona.
Right.
We have to do an overnight camping trip on Mud Springs.
Yes.
You're in. You're in.
Sure.
You're
Have
in.
you guys done Mud Springs? Holy
It's cool.
oh
It's not
Lord.
crazy. There's some real tippy, like long hill climbs where a lot of death.
There's
you know?
really just one death involved spot.
Yeah.
Actually, that one is
There's
way
no death.
scarier coming down than it is going up. I know that sounds silly.
Only if your Jeep falls apart.
Yeah, right. No, but there's at the very top when you crest over. Yeah, good rip.
Is it muddy? That where it gets its name? No?
I mean, if
It could
there's
be if
rain,
it's rain. Yeah.
it's a
No.
dirt trail.
But you could definitely smash the whole side of it.
Yeah.
Great.
You don't want
Yeah.
to put a top on for that.
No, yeah.
Take
Lots
out
of
a
camping
window.
gear, lots of good food. We're gonna have a ripping fire at the campsite. There's like an old
Cabin, sort of.
cabin mining site, maybe
More like a building.
So this is really starting to sound like a horror movie.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
If you go to my website, or if you go to the YouTube channel, look at Mud Springs.
Well, Rob Zombie wrote our trip, so
He
there's
did?
gonna be a lot of killing
right.
and slashing
You,
and stretching.
I was trying to think of a lyric to a song I just saw today.
Living dead girl.
Right.
Is that one?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. I don't know.
I sound just like him.
It was close. What do you think? We're done? Any ladies' tips? Do we have any tips?
Do we have anyone
I
that
was
has
trying
a
to do the
lady
intro.
tip?
I think Nancy's tip would be after
How was I supposed to
after
add
driving.
the music? You
What
guys
was
are
that?
yapping.
What was that on? It was Cliffhanger, wasn't it, where she drove? Not the Cliffhanger.
Is this the tip?
Yeah, it was cliffhanger at the end.
Right.
Oh, actually, we named it Nancy Hill. She did 2 hard sections on that, up
Yeah.
and down.
Well,
Yeah.
she did the up to get out, and then she also did the up and down on that center section as well, where we had that big rock to jump on.
So I
Which,
didn't-
by the way, Cliffhanger was the best trail of the.
I enjoyed it. There's a lot of good stuff. I think Nancy's tip would be, don't be afraid to try it. I think she would have been happy to try it sooner.
Yeah,
That's-
she was giddy as all.
Oh,
get out.
I was psyched just to have her drive it, and I think now I'll probably get to drive less.
I was with you on that, so I think I told you. Like, I think we're going to see a lot more of her driving.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, I like it when a lady is driving the Jeep because, for one, you get to see your Jeep flex and do
Yeah,
stuff.
but you never get to
and
see
and
it.
they're not going to do anything worse than what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? If it breaks, it would have broke when you did it.
Dude,
It's
could
not-
you
it's not
imagine if
someone's
she
fault.
jumped in and just fucking went off on it? Wah, 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 smashing it
Just
against everything.
rev limiter and just
She didn't listen. Yeah, just bang right into everything.
and made it.
That would have been funnier.
And-
shit.
and-
Well,
probably made it.
I think it was last year or so. We were on this trail with a group we'd never wheeled with before, and we'll never wheel with again.
Oh.
And there was like a 3-foot drop, and I got out to take pictures, and she just moved it up. And I said, I'll catch up. And she ended up driving for like 3 miles on this nasty ass twisty, turny switchbacks and shit.
That's awesome.
And then until finally the idiots in front of her just took off at a wide, didn't know where it went. So we just stopped at that point, and I had some interesting words with the guys that left her.
Are you angry, Daryl?
I was that. Oh, yeah, I got into it with the guy that day because I said, whatever happened to trail etiquette, keeping the Jeep behind you in sight. He just took off. Took probably a half hour to get back.
Wow.
Wonder where we were.
That's why you just gotta have your own GPS. You gotta have an idea of where you're at. You should always have your own way to leave a situation.
Right.
Didn't you have some advice on this exact topic?
What? No? Did
No.
I?
I don't know. Did he?
I don't know. You got to lead me into it. I don't know.
How
You could throw it to
lady
me.
drivers can be so great.
Oh, yeah, if they just listen to their man.
I did not say
Here's a
that.
tip. Here's a tip just for the ladies.
Yeah.
Bring it in slow. Right. Ladies, when the man is spotting you, listen. That's right. That's it.
He said that.
That's right.
Damn.
If you want to make it,
Oh.
the only person who's going to complain about that would be Michelle.
Should we not add the comment? Don't be a beaver.
Yeah, I don't know what he's meaning, but yeah, don't do that.
We're not using curse words, right?
Fuck no. What are you talking about? Yeah. Thanks, Max. What else? Anything else, or is this thing over?
I think we're good.
Just it's another great trip, and it's partially about the wheeling, but it's really about the people.
Yeah.
That's the absolute truth. And you know what? I've been saying that forever. When I see people, I point at you because I saw you do it. That's Chris for those listener onlys. You were taking pictures of scenery.
Yeah.
And you're not going to remember that shit in a million years. You look at that 10 years. That's why I always try to include a Jeep, a B pillar, an A pillar, a person, because something that's recognizable to a person.
Well, see, that was pure Instagram. Get me likes, shit like that.
Oh, you're
But yeah.
clout chasing.
Exactly. But a lot of mine had
We got to get a bikini
at least
girl with
one
this.
Jeep in it, but yeah, but you also still the ones that I did for off the cliff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's just because I was too scared to go up to the edge to take a picture. So I just sit there, lift the phone up, click, click.
Take pictures of others by the cliff. I was telling Don, get out there, dude. And he wasn't spooked at all, man. He leaned right over it like it was nothing.
There's endless photo opportunities, that's for sure.
But yes, people are 100% the most important.
Right, you don't
things
have
on
to be
the trail.
rock crawling or anything. Some of the best trips we've done in the last couple years, just you go out and
the Wickenburg trip, the
Wickenburg.
lunch, the grilling. Everyone brings a little bit of food, and you have the best meal of your life.
Buyer getting stuck in the river.
oh man,
Oh,
yeah.
fire.
I wasn't there.
I'm doing one of those this weekend.
do?
John Patrick's doing the
Yeah.
new happy hour
Yeah,
thing, so I'm doing
that's,
that this
that's Saturday.
Saturday. I'm doing
Yeah.
that Saturday.
I
with
should
him.
be able to go to that.
Yeah, I'm
So
planning.
we'll have to
on it.
link up and
I'm planning
meet
on it.
up.
Yeah,
Good. I want to see what it's about.
What time is it? Like 1, 2,
1:30 at the gas station up there on the 60. Check it out. He wants, if you're going to go, he's really trying to get a count. So
Oh, I said maybe.
That's the problem with Facebook, dude. When you to the event, it goes away. It doesn't tell me. It doesn't
Yeah.
remind me about the event till it's after.
Yeah. Check out
of
this
crap.
event that you didn't go to.
Yeah. Remember? Remember?
No.
You remember?
you got to go to events to see. You have two
Maybe.
events
So
coming up.
you're planning on going?
I am.
You're planning on going?
Yes.
You're not going.
What? We can't hear you.
No, I'm going out to. I'm doing a run out in Florence.
Really? With your other
Florence
friends?
Junction.
Oh,
What other friends?
Yeah.
Doing it with Balls Deep 4x4. So
That guy,
Oh,
the balls guy.
we're not done. Hang on.
Andy, George, the other groups are.
Oh, Exclusivo.
Exclusivo.
Oh.
Those guys are always out there.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, it's a shakedown run for.
Did you want to say something?
It's a shakedown run for Andy's tons.
Nice. Very cool. What?
Is Adam ready to wheel?
He's ready. His Jeep is ready.
Oh, really?
Are you ready, Adam?
Oh,
Are you
with the
ready?
look, with the
Come on.
camera
Call out.
look.
Look
Come
at
on.
this. Break the fourth wall. Call out on Adam.
Come on, Adam.
What's the last name?
Adam.
Arvizo.
There we go.
I don't know if I pronounced that
It's
right.
only because I couldn't. Yeah. It's Arvizo. or
Ah.
whatever.
Need
I
a,
don't know.
need a shakedown. Need a shakedown
Was
run.
it UTI Adam
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Instagram?
Is it because
He
he went
just
to
did
school there,
tons.
or is he a teacher? Why is it UTI Adam?
I guess he went to school there. He's a Mercedes technician
Yeah.
now.
Move on, Adam. Let's make it Mercedes
The
Adam.
tech school.
Yeah. What'd you think it was?
Not urinary tract
yeah,
infection.
yeah.
You never know.
Is that
Some
you-
people get
He's
stuck
got
with
a small
nicknames.
urethra.
some people get stuck with nicknames.
Poor Adam.
You just never know.
Can't wait to see that thing out on the trail. It's going to be badass.
Mhm.
Speaking-
on Crown King.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
just wanna-
Speaking of friends, though, this was an awesome episode. Who knows how it'll really turn out, but it was really fun.
There's
Like-
a lot of editing. That's how it's going to turn out.
You know what I mean?
Thanks, dudes.
They're still the same camera angles. It's the same editing. You know what
Right.
I mean? Come on. It's probably easier.
Right.
I would know. I don't do it.
I'm gonna have to do the whole sponsor part in the Google Pixel.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
I'll tell you what I'm bummed about the Moab trip.
You didn't
You
go.
weren't there.
For one, I didn't go. Okay, yeah, that's the obvious one. Secondly, I wanted to see Brennan's snatch block in action, but I know
Chris wouldn't roll it. I kept trying to with
He wouldn't
that
roll
little
his
bitty
Jeep?
flex. Yeah, little
I
bitty-
tried. I tried going down on Cliffhanger, and it just
Right. I got out. To
we
take
should have
the
gotten
pictures.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve would have rolled.
Yeah. No.
But actually, once you guys came back and said you didn't get to use it, I was really thinking about it, and when we rarely use a snatch block.
Yeah.
It's a great tool. It's hanging up on the wall only for the show. It's normally in your Jeep.
But
Mike.
we have had to use one.
Yeah.
When I pulled that guy out of the
But-
crack on collateral damage, we used
3
one.
years ago.
I know. That was the last time.
I know. Me too. I don't even carry
were
a
there.
snatch block, to be honest. But I
carried
want one,
two.
Brennan. I want one.
Dude. You know what? It's one of those things. Like I brought all that camera gear. I have more gear than
Yeah.
anybody there, and I didn't even have a Jeep.
Well,
But I would rather have it. And
Yeah.
here's a good thing: I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
hey,
Case in point, the drone. Steve said, "I'm bringing my drone. You don't need to bring it." I'm like, "All right, my drone's huge, right? It takes up all that packaging." But he charged it all up and left it on the counter. So it's a good thing I brought
Yeah.
it, dude.
that's awesome.
You know,
I heard a good story from Chris Buyer.
buy it.
That's really how you say it, Buyer.
Liar.
Who knows?
I heard a good because I already got a sneak peek of the episode you made out in Moab. You know,
He said it's German. Sorry, go ahead.
Mhm.
You should
Nice.
know.
And he said, well, you were talking about packing stuff before I was so rudely interrupted, and he said what he packed on his trip:
Was a pillow?
a pillow, a cooler,
He was
and
making
some
fun of
clothes.
you.
because
Remember?
I guess you had packed steering, axle shafts, drive shafts.
Remember we were at the
limiting-
round table?
yeah.
Yeah, he said, case in point, you know why you have to go with axles before suspension was because, you know what he packed? He said, a pillow.
Yeah, we had two sets of front axle shafts, a set of rear.
Yeah.
I brought a front drive shaft, and then I don't know.
I brought a welder, and I was glad it stayed in the back of the Jeep.
Yeah,
all week.
absolutely.
Smart. Smart.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Excellent episode. Where can we find everyone? Where can we find you? Where can people stalk you?
Darryl.
Instagram, Rocks and Mud, ROXNMUD.
And
like
as
it.
in
Nancy.
oh yeah, Nagger.
Oh my God.
Nagger guy.
That's the annoying guy. I'm from South Park.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Wheel of Fortune.
yeah.
I gotcha. Where can people find you?
Thanks for
Instagram would be crushjku, not crush.jku, like you used to tag me as.
Crush
Yeah.
PDX guy comes up all the time
Yeah,
too.
but it's crushjku
Why Crush?
because my Jeep is Orange Crush.
Hmm.
So therefore,
So it's Dennis.
well,
no,
I wanted to go with like Nemo, but that was already taken because that's
Clearly.
officially my Jeep's name.
Is it really?
Nemo. Yeah.
You named your Jeep after a fish?
After a fish, a clownfish. If you look on the back, I've got a sticker for it and everything. And the nice thing is the sticker is there, and then you've got the little Nemo, but it instead of it being an O for the cutout of the O, it's a little Jeep.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to pay more attention.
Would that be Neem Jeep though? No, there's no O. Neem Jeep.
I think we're
Oh,
just
whatever.
wasting.
Mike, where can people
time.
find you?
Keep it simple off-road everywhere.
Everywhere.
Except for Twitter. Because Twitter
Stupid.
sucks. Yes.
Yep. Maximum max. Add a couple underscores. You're good to go.
Yeah. Just figure it out. Watch
just
another
figure it out.
episode.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
What do people need? A babysitter? I mean, come on.
Did we come over and type it for you? Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah. Hey, if you need help typing it, find us in public.
Right.
We'll type. We'll subscribe. We'll leave our own good comment.
You might get a
5
sticker.
stars.
Right.
And if you're lucky, Mike has a sticker. Not
I did
me.
put my stickers all over the place.
Ooh. To people or animals?
Even on
or-
Jeeps. Jeep,
Oh,
that
wow.
guy broke down. I stuck a sticker on his tailgate.
So any last thoughts?
There's
Moab.
one in the back of my Jeep now.
Any last thoughts? Moab, the Rubicon, future trips,
Yeah.
friends,
Next year's Rubicon.
getting rid of people. Do we want to unfriend anyone? What's the deal?
Yeah, we'll say that right here because that'd make a lot of
You're
I
out,
don't
liar.
I just Buyer the liar got the boot.
Right.
Nah, that was an
Set up the
exaggeration.
table and set us up by saying bear.
That was my biggest disappointment all week that he got sick and had to leave. It was,
Yeah.
it just was,
Yeah, that's bad. His issue.
I
is-
really
is-
wanted to see him struggle on Hell's Gate bad.
I thought you meant because he's sick. You want to see him struggle. I was
Right.
like, damn.
Dude,
Buyer?
it's funny when somebody's freaking the hell out.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
we were laughing pretty
I know.
hard because
It is, especially when it's Mike freaking the hell out.
I was like, I'm gonna have to drive for you a few times, man. I wanted to grab the steering wheel and the seatbelt all at the same time.
Did anyone let you drive their Jeep, Mike?
I could have, but no one.
Oh.
I didn't want to.
Hmm.
Bear
Exciting.
Buyer, that white Chris guy. he almost let me drive it on Moab Rim. He's like, I don't know, man.
Was there a lot of whoops?
Dude, when he says he was ready to camp up there, holy shit, I was laughing so hard.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah, he was white at the top of that. He went,
Oh,
Yeah, he earned white Chris.
I thought he had to go. I
No,
thought he
the-
went and pooped.
The best, which they'll see on the video, which they'll probably see on the video, is when we actually got down. What he did.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I haven't got to that part yet. He get down and kisses the ground.
Oh,
Yeah, he was ready, man. He was so over that trail by the end.
that's awesome.
Because
He never. Yeah.
There's a drop, even though you're really not that close to it. Although Dennis got pretty close at one point. He was pretty crossed up coming down.
Oh, on that last ledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your front tires have to be off the ground because that ledge is so deep it fully extends the suspension in the beginning and then
Wow.
and you're right next to the cliff. But it's better than making the left,
Yeah.
like Don did. But
Should we tell people where they can
If-
find the podcast?
if you would come out and will Moab, you'd understand what we're all talking about.
I know. I've never driven in Moab. I've ridden with you.
That's crazy, huh?
I know. We did the pickle.
I remember us walking up to that and going, how the hell are we getting up that,
Yeah.
dude?
The
That-
big double step up. That's like 2 stories high.
It's like a baby potato salad hill. We didn't even
And
talk about
and
potato
what did I
salad.
tell you?
Oh, go for it.
I
Swing
did.
it.
I did.
Did you?
Potato
I said
salad. Potato
mo-
salad hill was easy.
I said momentum. I think I told you momentum. Don't worry about what any of these old geezers are thinking about.
I resent
No,
that. I resent that.
You
Old-
resemble that.
Old Willie's geezers. You're,
gonna-
you're good.
I'm going to take my teeth out
my
and throw them at you.
people.
Yeah, Mike's people.
You wouldn't. Never mind. We don't get in politics. Who's the
But-
guy just had his teeth pop out?
But I think you
Biden.
made it. I think you made it fairly. You had to, whatever.
No, I did make it. I one shot at it.
That's right.
It's squealing like a pig. which the power steering as it went up. But
Yeah, I was glad you took us over to Potato Salad Hill because we never would have found that.
that was
place.
cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Potato Salad Hill. Chris why didn't you do it? You were all spent.
I was pretty much spent because what did we run before that? Oh, we ran.
The Bunny Hill.
No, we
You were
ran.
worn out.
Hell's Revenge. So
Yeah. And you had already accomplished. You were so done.
I was so done after. I mean, because I don't think I didn't fully extend, but I still know that there was about a foot. I still had maybe about a foot to 2 feet of my front tire, my driver's side tire off the ground when I was going up the escalator.
Yeah, but he was standing on the top of the podium after making Escalator, the only one. He wasn't about to go fuck that up on Potato Salad Hill, dude.
So, but let's say this. We rewind the clock a little. You're at Potato Salad Hill again,
Yeah.
but you got 60s. Do you still not go for it?
And
No,
40s.
I wouldn't have even done it with. I could have made it. I mean, everybody else made it. So, but the whole thing was I was just
Right.
I
would have made it too.
The biggest thing was I went up there because I was afraid that I was going to have to winch Dennis up because he got stuck on that one spot. So
Yeah, speaking of which, hold on, time out. You and your fucking winch, bro. Dude. Okay, hold on. So he makes Escalator. Instead of staying at the top to winch the next guy down, fucker drives all the way back down to the bottom. Was it Steve next?
Steve was next, yeah.
Panicking up there for a winch line. He has to drive all the way back up, right? So he gets up there, and then you winch him up. You didn't leave your winch out, though, then, did you?
No.
Yeah, you wheel it back up.
He winched off, I just backed up and he winched off of me.
That's right. And I was going to say, if you ever watch any videos of anybody going up Escalator, there's a vehicle at the top with a winch ready to go, right, at every time. So then we get to Potato Salad Hill. You went up first, right?
No, Dennis went.
Dennis
Oh,
was up
Dennis?
first, yeah.
That's when he started smoking. going up
Right,
there.
and we got the winch line out, and then
Then he made it.
yeah, but he makes it before we get the winch line out. But then I turn around, you're putting the fucking winch away again.
Well, of course.
Why do you keep putting that away, dude? I was like, what are you doing,
Well, that's
dude?
because I was coming next.
Yeah,
You know,
then you're next. But
he
it
was
like,
he was next. So
yeah, and then Steve went up, and Steve started sliding backwards back off the damn thing, dude. I grabbed a bumper trying to stop him like a moron. I was gonna let it go, but I mean, you have to try. So, but yeah, I was gonna say.
Is that called visual effort?
Yes, exactly. It was the effort that counts. My point of that was though you should probably just hang out with the winch for a while until everybody. You don't have to keep putting it all away, dude. Like immediately, I'm wrapping it up.
I know. Well, I felt bad after. I felt bad on the Steve one because I pull all the way down and I was like, and like Terry's yelling. He's like, "Hey, go back up!" And I was like, "Ah!" And then I see like a single wheel sticking over because you got that big ass thing, and right as I pull around, I just see a wheel.
People were
sticking up. I was
walking
like,
under Steve's wheel.
Yeah, it was so high up, and I was like, "Damn it!" Hey, but you have to admit, I made it up pretty fast.
Yeah, you did.
I got back up there in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I thought the whole side of Steve's Jeep was destroyed the way he was just.
Yeah, he was
against the
laid
wall.
in it. I could only see through the drone. 'cause
There's
I was stuck
nothing.
at the
There's like
bottom.
some paint rubbed
Yeah,
off
just
his
scraped a little bit, but just looked really bad.
Smitty armor.
Yeah. Deviate.
XRC.
Heavy.
See, my problem is I made the mistake of assuming that everybody could make it, but I guess I'm just that freaking awesome of a driver.
Hey.
You just had to add that.
Must
huh?
be.
I don't even have to add this one.
Christopher Gilpin,
Right.
driver of the day.
Right. Top podium
Contender.
Yeah, contender, right? Yeah.
Contestant.
Potato Salad Hill. What do they call it? Defectee or whatever.
Oh, did not finish.
No,
D&E.
when you hide from the draft, what is that called?
Dodger?
Oh,
Dodger.
defector. Dodger,
He's
yeah.
a Potato Salad Hill Dodger.
Ooh.
Well, I guess when it's that easy, you don't even have to do it. I guess.
Yeah, right.
Easy. Lame.
If I'm not going on 3 wheels, it's not even worth it.
Right. Why go? If I don't have 3 points of contact, you were saying that too. I'm so comfortable with 3 points of contact. Anyways,
That's awesome.
Yes, it is.
I
awesome.
had 2 points of contact numerous times over the weekend, just the rear tires.
Yes, you did. You actually did. You get some.
Is that a wheelie?
Yeah.
A few times, yeah.
Nice.
You missed it. You missed it. He actually started pogo sticking his Jeep going up
Oh,
Widowmaker.
Widowmaker.
Widowmaker,
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
If it wasn't for the winch, I would have been over.
Dude.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the winch line was so slacked that it was shocking you didn't go back
Well, I
more.
didn't want to use it. I wanted to try to make it, which is just, I think, impossible. Something that heavy.
Dude, when you got up a little ways and then it rolled back and it snapped that winch
It was
line,
violent.
Whack! The line went taunting.
It was violent inside, and I'm going to be replacing that winch line just because.
Dude,
Yeah.
if you...
To be safe.
Actually, I would take that winch line and let's make it an extension just in case.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Or give it to give a section of it to Dennis
Yeah,
for his
suck
suck down winch.
Yeah, could do that.
You know everything that was rolled up is fine.
Mhm.
Well, nothing was rolled up, huh? If you're going up that
Dude, it was
obstacle.
wicked. It was because had that line not been on there, imagine you sliding off backwards like that.
Would have gone
It
over.
just took back off. Like, phew. It's in the video somewhere.
Yeah, Don's wife.
Are we gonna get to see
Sheila's
this
with me.
video?
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe,
Maybe
next month.
And I'm like, I said to Sheila, we want to stay in here? Oh, yeah. She was all into it.
Nice.
That was cool.
Sometimes people have way too much faith in us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
She rode with me down Cliffhanger, and I'm like, I don't think I'd be riding in this.
Yeah, she offered that seat to me, and I was like, "Oh, the drone. It has to go out here."
I know. Before
Gotta
we
have the
came up,
drone.
I said to Terry, I said, "I'm going to be serious here. You want to stay in there?" He goes, "Oh yeah," because he's on the cliffside then coming up. And I
Yeah.
said, "I'm being serious. Do you want to stay in or get out?" He goes, "Oh, he was game for anything."
You see his video though? He's swinging his camera
Yeah,
off the
like,
cliff
real
like
close,
that.
yeah.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, that Shirley girl, lady, she's firecracker.
Is that Terry's
one.
wife?
Who?
Dawn's
Shirley?
wife? Shirley? What'd I say?
Sheila.
Shirley?
Sheila.
Oh.
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Shirley.
I have had some really fancy whiskey. With hair.
Furry ball?
Yeah, Sheila. I mean,
Furry.
we're coming out on the
Furry ball.
coming out down the whoops, and I'm just going as fast as I can. She just loves it. She just she really enjoys it.
Yeah, it was cool. She was actually she's very, you can tell she's like a mom, you know. She have kids, right? She has to
Yeah,
have kids. So I don't know.
Because she's a woman?
No, it isn't.
Oh.
No. Yeah, that's a dumb answer. Anyway, she was making sure like I got pictures with Jared, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
nice.
that. She was very, very
Oh, yeah,
motherly.
she's-
But ornery as hell too. Like I
Oh
like
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, offer her a Coke instead of a Pepsi. You'll see Henri.
Ooh.
Right.
Damn. Don't
Right.
mess
I saw
with
you
the...
eyeballing her.
Right, Sheila?
Oh.
But even
All right.
even though
She
Coke's
doesn't
better.
watch this. Oh.
Oh.
Cuts. All right. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to listen, like, subscribe, and share with the friends. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Darryl.
Almost said Dennis.
I did. Thanks, Max,
Hey,
for
welcome.
hosting this
You're welcome.
studio.
Producing.
Producing.
Apparently, I produce.
Thanks for having us.
We should have a
Yeah.
bunch of studios too, like the Studio M for Max
Yeah.
and Studio M for Mike.
Ooh. It's not confusing.
Wow.
Which studio am? Yeah.
Studio G for the garage.
Ooh.
Nice. Anyways, yeah. Thanks. Hey, cheers. Anything else? You guys want to say anything? Hi, ladies.
Later.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
This one's single. You single?
Oh, yeah. Are we putting out a...
Yeah. Hey, ladies.
Go ahead and tell us about your favorite activities, like
Chris likes
walks on the
walks
beach,
on the rocks.
whatever.
Right.
You like
Soft, sweet talks.
You like stinky feet, whatever it is.
Yeah, dude.
Long walks on the rocks.
Don't look at us. Look at that. Look at the ladies, baby.
Long-
Hey, out there, man. He's got no flex though,
Oh, yeah.
and little tires.
Got a good suspension. He can handle you if you're just,
Yeah,
a
he
little
can-
heavier. He can handle it, no problem.
Right.
He'll ride your whoops.
A little.
Whoops, my bad.
Right.
He likes driving in the
We
mud.
should
If you
end
know what I mean?
there. All right, bye.
Anybody have sweaty ears?
All right.
God damn.
Thanks, fools.
Thanks, sir.
Oh.